He's exactly right. This guy dang Shane is a flipping genius.
I wouldn't go that far.
I don't know how you did that, but I mean, good on you. That was a fantastic open that I didn't hear.
I think he was just hoping for the best.
Isn't that what we all do, Ravi?
Good morning. Welcome
Yeah,
into Hurrdat
young,
Sports
young
Live,
L3, isn't that what we all do?
presented by her Centris Federal Credit Union. What's up, DB?
Just hoping for the best.
Just crossing our fingers, hoping a prayer.
Hoping for the old best.
Just let Jesus take the wheel. Here we go.
Jesus, take the wheel. Who
Yeah.
sang that song? Carrie Underwood. Yes,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Sure.
I'm trying to get all the bonus questions right.
Bonus quiz questions.
Yes.
We got them.
Nice gear this morning.
Thank you. Rocking the Miller North gear. Well, I saw, the great Eric Crouch last night, so got to rock the Miller North gear.
I mean, was the circle of life complete?
Oh yeah.
Is he not a good dude?
I love it. So I don't think
Did you like how we greeted one another?
I don't think he knows who I am.
Yeah.
I've met him several times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he knows who I am, which is like I think he recognizes I've met this guy, but he doesn't know who I am. So he's super nice about it.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Oh, hey, I'm Eric." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. You want a Heisman? We've met several times. It's fine." I say that out loud because he is a really nice dude. He meets a million people, so I get it. Like it's my life and his life are very different in terms of how we move through the world.
Yeah. One thing we're very similar in.
Yeah.
That's not his vibe either.
For sure.
See how he can.
I could tell.
He's real stealthy. He can move in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very, very good at that.
He seems like a very low-key guy. I also thought it was very funny that, and I told our friend Josh O yesterday.
My man J.O. Felony?
Yeah,
he probably has no idea why I call him that.
Probably not, but he just rolls. He's a very easygoing guy.
Yeah, yeah. His one of his greatest strengths?
What's that?
He's able to he's a take it in guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't say a ton. He can take it in.
Yeah, and he's very much like his cohort Happer.
Yeah.
That
very funny dude.
And doesn't take himself too seriously.
Very, very funny dude.
Like takes what he does seriously. Doesn't take himself too seriously.
Yeah.
So I like both of those guys a ton. But I told him, as you were kind of holding court with some of us by the bar.
Yeah.
I was like, you think this is for our benefit? He's using us as a human shield.
That's 100% true.
I know. I was like, there was like a semicircle of us around you, and I was like, we are his blockade.
Yeah, and I was not very happy with Happer because I had a good one.
Yeah.
Out in the less crowded area, and it was just three of us.
Yeah.
And somehow
he peeled off, and
we gravitated. So he would be an awful wingman. I mean, he makes Maverick look like a connected spirit. He's horrible.
He's uninterested in
fraternizing,
succumbing to your agenda.
HBO, man, help a brother out. You talk about a moving target.
That's why
just hang in there with me.
I would say that's how, if you notice, until it was your time to go do your thing.
Yeah,
I'm just like, all right, shoulder to shoulder,
hip to man.
Hip. Here we go.
Like you get it.
Yeah, I know what I'm there for.
This dude just bounced.
Yeah, he's totally unbothered by everything. He's just like, well, I'm gonna go do this now.
Yep, he's like, yeah, I'm leaving. Hey, where are you going? Nope, not gonna be a part of that.
Don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, it's selfish.
It's selfish.
It is selfish.
Good old Doc Sadler.
Did you end up seeing Asian Wyatt last night?
No, was he there?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed him.
He was back laying in the cut.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see him.
Yeah, he took a picture of me, and I knew right away where he was.
A little creepy.
It is, but that's my dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that to people I know sometimes. I'll be like, what are you doing? Take a picture.
Yeah,
of him.
you did that with.
What's that?
Yeah, that was the whole Amber boating thing. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what the?
Well, when she
How do you make that connection?
Oh, yeah. No, when she just hopped in the water, I was like, well, I got to figure this out.
Like, why you guys don't know?
Well, we out here, right?
This is where the magic happens. No, it was a good event last night. I'm very happy for Mr. Severe because I think that's a very stressful time for him.
Oh yeah, he's running around
and he does a very good job of trying to lay it out there for us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even I can get it. It's total bird crumbs. Beep, beep, beep,
creating the trail.
Yeah, calendar, the schedule, the emails. Now, he's not a very good speller.
Yeah.
And there were 17 final drafts.
Yeah.
But outside of that,
pretty good.
You know where you're supposed to be. You know what time it is. He gives you enough room to finagle,
Mm.
right? It's not last minute,
Gives you a little leeway.
and we just don't help him out. we I don't know what's wrong with my people,
You
man. We
gotta,
just don't help him
you
out.
got, you got a HBO, baby.
Although, contrary to popular belief, we were on point with the time.
Yeah.
How about that?
So I had to bounce a little early.
6:31 to 8:31.
So I left right after Weejan got his award. So I didn't stay for the auctions.
He's
or
hard
anything
not to like,
that.
isn't he?
Yeah.
Don't you hate when that
I
happens?
know. I was like, stupid Iowa guy.
Hey, what's that?
Listen, I might claim him a little bit because he did go to Iowa Western, which is like metro area.
How about Stro in the like? It's a cool event.
It is. It's a super cool. That's why I like going. I like
It's a cool event, and it's distinguished but not stuffy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It is a super cool event. I bounced a little bit early so I could come over here for the employee.
I know,
deal.
man. Did you give? I almost said condolences. I'm about over that, so not that.
So you've had enough of those.
Did you like? Hey, man, my guy really wants to be here.
I gave you regards. I was like, he's got to finish up the jet deal because he's actually does stuff over there. I'm just a hanger on.
So, like, was Chris still here?
Yeah. Gorman was still here.
I'd have hung out with Chris.
Gorman's still here. Bill was here until the very end.
You think Bill would want to hang out with me? Chris would.
Bill kind of floats. He can, he tries to go through the whole party.
Bill and I have similar attention spans.
Yeah.
So maybe we could float together. But he may be a guy that likes to float solo.
Yeah, he kind of tends to. It seems like. I don't know.
And you got a friend.
I don't know if that's his preference or if that's just how it ends up being.
Yeah.
But yeah, he makes.
Do you know what I really? What do you think I miss most? I know you want to say
food.
camaraderie,
No,
but
you miss the food.
100%.
You love the food here. Although it wasn't because nobody works that night. So like the restaurant staff doesn't work.
Oh.
So they cater the food, and then they like bring in I think they brought in a bartender too. Like nobody works that actually works here.
Really?
Yeah. So that way everybody can enjoy the party.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. It's thoughtful of Bill, I think.
Thoughtful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's considerate.
What'd you eat?
So I
didn't touch my plate.
I ate at the Jet. I didn't end up eating here.
Oh, you ate the chicken and was that mashed potatoes?
It was, yeah. I skipped the veggie medley.
Not messing with that.
I'm not a big capers guy.
Yeah,
so I scraped the capers off.
That's kind of a standard banquet dish.
It is, yeah, it's very common. It wasn't bad. It was pretty solid. I've got I think a reasonable expectation level for banquet food, and they did a pretty good job. The cake was good. They had a little piece of chocolate cake that was out there.
So that was
solid.
The only thing that a couple of people at my table ate.
Yeah, that was pretty solid.
They knocked off the strawberries.
I didn't eat the strawberries.
I wanted the strawberry, but it was touching the chocolate, so I passed.
Yeah, I don't like strawberries and chocolate. It's like
I love strawberries, though.
They're good. I like strawberries in general.
Zoe can eat a carton.
Better stomach doesn't feel great.
I had the chicken sandwich last night. It was as big as my head. I mean,
over here.
Yeah. It was.
Oh, that's nice of you to show up.
Yeah.
Hey, look who's here today.
That's fantastic.
I know. I was stunned he came because he never asked me. Usually, if he's going to come to one of these things, he's like, "Hey, Ravi, what time you getting there?" Stuff like that. But he was just here when I got here.
So I'm like Pete Rock and CL Smooth. I want to reminisce over the food.
It was Dirty Birds
from downtown.
Yes. Yeah. So they came in and catered everything. Yeah.
I'm gonna give Dirty Birds another try.
Yeah, I think
I had them in the food hall.
Yes, that's where I had them.
I had them in the food hall.
Yep, that's the only place I've had them.
And it tasted a lot like the old Grease.
Mm.
But I saw 2 food reviews on TikTok, which is how I knew that they moved downtown.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to kid you.
It looks good.
It looked incredible.
Yeah.
Beautiful color, big old fat breast. I was like, that? And I'm not a...
Cut that out, Shane.
I'm not... What? Oh, you...
Good morning again.
Just want to say some things real quick. I'm going to get this off my chest. I'm about over you people this morning.
Who's you people?
I'm just talking to people on the radio.
Oh, okay.
That dude had nerve enough to say I'm not funny. Man, I almost went in, but he's sensitive.
I could tell. I heard like the pause, and I was like, "Oh, we're in the danger zone."
I almost went in, but I felt bad. It would have been like, did you ever used to watch those Ginsu commercials?
The steak knives?
Yeah.
Like
yeah, I had it It was right there.
I thought you were all gonna do like.
But I didn't want Sharpie to feel uncomfortable.
I thought you were. You could tell he already felt uncomfortable
Because he knows how I am.
Yeah.
That dude knows.
I thought you were gonna go in, and I was gonna have to call in and say, "You want to see a dead body?
Is he really gonna do it? This is bigger than 40 acres in a mule. Is he really gonna do it?
Mustard."
No, so it was cool.
Yeah.
I do that for what it's for.
Yeah.
The scholarships. I love Severe.
Which that's part of the reason I really like the event.
I think Johnny's maturation into his capacity to want to see people do well
Mhm.
is cool.
Yeah.
I always want to see Mike Annie as often as I can.
Yeah.
So I made a point to go see him. He's not feeling well.
Yeah.
So for him to even be there, I felt like
Very cool.
was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Joe Kaliga guy.
Yeah.
So congratulations to him. Britt Prince.
Yep.
Her family was at
The inaugural Jordan Larson Award, right?
yes, first annual.
Yeah.
For female athlete of the year to go along with the Mr. Football.
Mhm.
And I don't, I was serious. I didn't even vote. I mean, Anthony won that over Caleb.
Yeah, last year.
I didn't vote for him.
Yeah.
I voted for Kaliga though.
I was.
It's not personal.
Yeah.
It's not
Well,
personal.
listen, you're not biased.
No, and he, I should probably say something nice because that little knucklehead he sent me some film yesterday
Caleb.
of some things.
Yeah.
We kind of went through it. I was like, this is such a normal father-son relationship. We're talking about flat breaks and anticipation and 45 versus 60-degree angles. I mean, what father-son doesn't have those conversations?
I mean, listen. That's not a conversation my dad and I would have.
It's just so it was a good event.
But no, it was super cool. I like the event. I like going every year, and I do really appreciate.
So did she end up getting Eck?
Yeah. Yep. She got to talk to Eckler. She told him, I don't think it's up yet. I don't want to spoil it. He told her a great story that I don't think anybody else has. Like, I think this is the first time that story will be public.
So
About how he got to Nebraska.
The Scott thing?
No, somebody who was facilitating.
Oh, okay. So listen.
How he got to Nebraska this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm sure you know, but it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and she was cool. I said, because you guys were there early.
Mhm.
So it was the three of you.
Yeah.
And I thought you were joking when you texted me on my way. I'm like, why are you there before me? I don't have to be there until 5.
So there was a confusion. I got confused between the time that the people that were actually working needed to be there and the time the event started. Because I'm just a socialite, basically. Like, I don't. I'm not.
I'm like, this dude hit me at 4:40 and asked me if I was there. I'm like, I'm just getting in the car.
You just got home from your rehearsal.
Bruh. Poor Severe. And I'm always trying to lighten the mood. And,
Yeah.
And sometimes I need to be a little bit more self-aware of his mood.
Yeah.
But I mean, Tassine said we're already a smidge behind because they had an event at Warhorse.
Oh, yeah.
And so they had to be there. And I'm there early because I wanted to sign all those balls in piece,
Mhm.
which, by the way, is a fantastic setup. Way better than it ever is. It's
Yeah.
190 balls.
You're like in
It's
that little
helmets.
conference room.
Yeah, and I'm by myself, so
Yeah.
I can focus. So do you know what I did? I signed the first. There's 9. I showed you. There's 9 boxes,
Mhm.
and I set the timer.
So you're like the little competition for yourself.
I set the timer. I said, I wonder, because it was 12:05.
Yeah.
And rehearsal started at 1. I'm like, can I do all these balls in 55 minutes?
Mm.
And so I set the timer.
Because it takes a while.
Bro.
Like, it takes a long time.
4 minutes and 21 seconds was the first box. I had done 3.
Yeah.
426, 419, and 414 because I have to sign, drop them in the next box because there's an empty box.
Yeah, there's
So I move the next box. There's an empty box.
completed, uncompleted. Yeah.
So Severe got there right at 12:35. Of course, he was early.
Mhm.
And he knows I'm competitive. He goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm seeing how fast I can time these. I can sign all these balls to keep me dialed in because it's hard to just sit there by
Yeah,
yourself
just
and do that."
mindlessly. Yeah.
And he goes, I said, "How long do you think this will take?" He goes, "How many balls are in there?" I said, I don't know, 25 or 26 a box. I don't know, probably 4 minutes. I was like, oh my gosh.
You're like, can I get under 4?
I showed him my stopwatch on my phone. I said 4:17. I was like, I'm getting 4 minutes. I said, you really think this is 4 minutes?
You going all Roger Bannister on people now?
My last box was 3:36.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out old competitive weird gamification.
The funniest thing was Eric, when he comes over, he's like, man,
We're the same.
I didn't have a hamstring injury my entire career. I think I pulled one, bent it over to get 190 footballs.
So I'm super weird. I got the fat kid chair. It was super comfy and deep set. It was knee level with.
You got to get the setup.
Yeah. So I put one box in front of me,
Yeah.
one empty box. So, take it out. I was throwing them in there. Dunk, 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 dunk. I checked the clock. Ooh, 224, 13 balls left. Like, that's literally what I was
I'm
doing.
imagining you like those kids that finish Rubik's Cubes in like 4 seconds. Like you're getting all set up and you're
I felt like I was
everything
on
ready
Chopped.
to go. You're like, all right, hands
Done.
off, chef.
Done. So we get to the rehearsal, and he, good on him. He wanted to like really do the rehearsal.
Mhm.
Now, keep in mind that was what we were supposed to do the day before too.
Yep.
That's fine. Back to the scene of the crime, and they're like, we went through the videos too,
Mhm.
so you can imagine it's not
Not the quickest process.
all right. So meanwhile, I'm just ad-libbing my script.
Yeah.
Total ad-libbing.
Which I'm sure is driving him crazy a
I'm
little bit.
pretending to introduce Todd Blackledge, and I'm like, you cheated. Like, and he is just beside himself sitting in the chair on the stage. He is loud. So finally he gives me the stick to the scrap.
Let's go.
I go, well, I'm changing this thing anyway. He goes, just don't make it longer. I was like, bro, you don't have to worry about me. I can't get out of here soon enough. Trust.
True. 100%.
So no, man, I'm happy for my man. He did it right.
Well, I appreciate my last thing on the Jet Award. I appreciate the cause of
Trade school.
trade schools at Metro
High five. Yeah,
and going into like this is part of another reason I didn't end up going into education. My fact that I don't like kids. The other reason is I'm very self-aware, DB.
okay.
The other thing is
Yeah.
like, I don't think college is for everybody,
Right.
right? Like there's
Yeah.
some people just not a good fit.
Well,
But I do think trade schools are great because you leave with a real skill. You can make a living. It doesn't cost you a fortune. And they're jobs that people need done, right? Like you need how many times you call, you're like, oh man, I don't know a good HVAC guy. I don't know a good whatever, right? They got the culinary school falls under the trade school, like all sorts of great stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not just blue collar stuff really either. They've got like some computer. I know they've got some computer courses and stuff in the trade school as well. And they're not paying for this. I genuinely believe in this cause because I think trade schools are super important. And I think that the ability to offer someone a path to a better life through a trade school and a scholarship to a trade school is a lot of people talk about trying to help people out. That actually helps people out.
Yeah.
Like that's a very tangible, you can make a difference in this person's life by giving them a skill they can use for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Like no matter what happens with
And how about how they told
technology
the
and-
story? Like one of the girls was gonna have to leave.
Yeah.
Like
The-
she couldn't
the
afford
chef.
Metro. Yeah.
Yeah, the girl in culinary school that couldn't afford she's like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to pay for this next quarter. Boom, scholarship comes in, she's good to go. Like it's a very cool cause. It's something I really appreciate.
I'm done with T-Mac.
I also, it makes sense because Johnny went back to school late, right?
Yes. Johnny graduated the same time I did.
Yeah, in the 90s. Yeah,
Yeah.
He went back 20 years later and went back and got it. So I appreciate that about him, and I appreciate that about the event. So if you have an opportunity to be involved in any way in the future, I would highly encourage that because it is
Look
something.
at you. You kind of got this thing down pat. I'm glad you finally like something.
I like a lot of stuff.
Well, this is kind of outside your
It's a little
normal
more
scope.
philanthropic than I normally am.
There is a real person in there.
It's deep down. I bury it. It's deep.
That's fine.
Who hurt you? It's probably not funny.
A lot of scar tissue built up.
Oh man. It's better than I'd have said it.
No, I genuinely appreciate the cause, and I'm glad that our guy Michael's involved with it because it makes me being involved with it easier. Because I'm just like, Michael, I need a table.
And you know what? That's true though. You can receive the chaos better because it's coming from him.
Yeah, and you have there's a guy I know. Like last year, I didn't have to text him at all this year. Last year, I couldn't get the stinking venue right. And so I texted him like 2 hours before, and he's like, bruh. And then he told me the answer that I needed. But if you don't have the connection there to somebody that it's harder just because I'm an idiot. Like it's harder to be involved and be a part of it. So
And the thing I can appreciate about him is much like myself, when his meltdowns happen, it's full-fledged.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He snapped for like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And
Yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah.
In the VIP lounge. And then he was fine.
Yeah.
He vented. He totally verbal diarrheaed. I had no idea where it came from. And then he was fine.
Kind of like when I go off on a rant about Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, that was wild. Did you go back and listen? I think Jacob was sincere. I think he was upset with
he was mad at me. But he also, I could tell he was mad because he insinuated a thing I did not say.
Oh, the propping up?
Yeah, I never
NBA
said
players
that at all.
So that is flooding my algorithm. The story is way bigger outside of Omaha, Nebraska, and the non-NBA market.
Yeah.
I mean, what a debacle.
Yeah. It's a disaster.
How'd they win?
I don't know.
It's like, wow.
And I get, people are like, well, they didn't re-sign any of their veterans. They sign, when you've got that many max guys, you have to make choices.
So do you feel validated or vindicated over Russell Westbrook?
Not really either, to be honest, because
Can I see that rapper,
Yes.
please? Because
This one?
I think you're a ding dong.
Yeah, that's fine. The version that Russ was playing when he was successful was different than the version of Russ I don't like.
Who buys these?
My wife buys them for me.
Who in their right mind buys
They're like
these?
breakfast Lunchables.
Yeah.
They're breakfastables.
These look like
The pancakes are pretty good, the little mini pancakes. I'm going to eat them during the break. I already ate the sausages. Well, I gave some to my dogs, but I already ate the sausages.
You're incredible. You gave those sausages actually. They're just like parceled links.
Yeah, they're just little Jimmy Deans. They're solid. They're quality.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know how they won.
Yeah, so it's weird because I do think Mike Mullen's a good coach. I think he knows his basketball stuff. I also think that there's a very toxic culture within that organization that makes it really hard to believe they won anything at all. I also understand that Jokic is really good at basketball, so considering the numbers and stuff and the historical context he's put in, they probably should have won more. There's a lot of competing factors at play there, which makes it a very strange situation in Denver. I do think that ownership is probably not.
You're a big Kroenke guy.
No.
I mean, everybody is, right?
I think they're probably not great. That's my read on the situation. I know that's a hot take when you fire your coach and GM 3 days before the
he's
start.
had. I mean, the moves. I mean, the family is.
Yeah, Stan has had some.
Notorious.
Now it's on to Josh, but Stan has had some.
Coach is tripping.
Some missteps.
Coach is tripping.
But no, it's
tripping.
I'm tripping. I'm sliding. I'm right.
It's a weird organization.
Shoot, you want to take a call?
Let's get Wyatt here. Who I missed at the Jet Awards. Wyatt, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, I got two tough hangs in the car right now, so if it gets crazy, I'm sorry.
You can manage.
So far I am.
All right.
Girls, you want to say hi?
Hi.
Okay.
Baby steps. Baby steps, Wyatt. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man?
Hey. No, I just want to say, Damon, you did a very adequate job last night. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Adequate is good. Nothing like team adequate.
Yeah. No, you did a great job, and it was a great event. Even up from my little peasant section, it was a good show, and you did good.
So, what time did you get there?
I didn't get there until about 6:30.
Oh no, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, that's about right.
Listen. I'd like to get there at 6:30. You did well. You did well.
I'm sure. Yeah, there's some tough hangs that need to be taken care of, and stuff like that.
What are they
But,
on? So are you the normal drop off guy?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
what?
She works at the. She works at a Methodist, so she has to get there pretty early. So
Oh,
I'm the drop off guy.
I knew. I am not surprised you married a caregiver.
Yeah,
Not-
I guess so.
Well, I mean, you bought chicken. She no longer ate chickens. She clearly has a heart.
Yeah, for most things, yeah. Sometimes
Well,
included in that.
you're chomping at the bit to not get in trouble. Don't worry, she's not listening. Wyatt, but you're such a good dude. It's like somebody will hear. Hey, did you hear what your
I'm
husband
always on
said?
the precipice.
Yeah. You see- aren't we all? I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
are you really married if you're not? You're one bad decision away. It's like it's a crapshoot.
We're all Creed out here. 6 feet
So
from the edge.
what time do you have to start getting them ready?
Ideally, like right before 7 or around 7,
Okay, all right, you're a good man.
or probably before 7. Try to make things
A little easier.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, I appreciate your support, and I don't even have any cooking questions this time. I'm growing up.
But you said, we are. So are we doing the egg thing, the egg exchange, or what are we doing?
Yeah, we need to. Do you have any are you carrying any, or what do you got on you?
I mean, we only got 7, and
Well, I don't want to take your
laying.
dozen or literal eggs.
Oh, I mean, we give you at least a dozen.
All right. Well, we'll have to talk
They
about
lay
it.
every day, so yeah, we'll figure something out. You can come over. I don't know. Are we breaking bread here, or are we just?
Oh no,
doing a drop off exchange?
I feel like on the first time I ought to probably stay and eat.
Yeah, it'll just be like a hit it and quit it. Just
I'm terrible. Wyatt, you can't take me anywhere, buddy. Hit me up with a text. We'll figure it out.
All right.
All right, my buddy. Drive safe.
that's our guy Wyatt.
He's such a good dude.
Just the hit and run with Wyatt. You know what I mean? You know?
Yeah, I just wouldn't feel right.
Not even gonna stay for breakfast. That's
The sun? What's that? We don't see that.
There's actually a lot going on that we will get to coming up
Yeah,
next.
coaches speak.
Coaches speak and coaches return. That's DB.
Return of the Mac.
I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
Honestly, just being present in each pitch, not trying to think 1 or 2 pitches ahead or even thinking like, okay, let's strike this girl out here and get out of this. Truly just staying in each pitch because I didn't have to strike him out. I could have rolled a ground ball and let the defense work, and that was kind of my approach, is just be in this pitch and just stick to my normal process.
Man, as you see this transfer portal generation, like you'll see guys like legit transfer 3 to 4 times and just trying to find their home, like at that fourth school. Like, this is my second school. That shows my loyalty. Like, if I'm comfortable with you, if I'm comfortable with coaching staff, the environment, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be all in everything. That's what Nebraska, is for me. I call this my home. Like, my first year, it was kind of rough because I never knew what Nebraska was. Midwest, I'm a Southern kid, so 20 hours away from the crib. So, it was kind of a new environment, kind of a new feel for me. But once I got, comfortable, once I settled down, actually like, okay, I actually could be myself out here, and people gonna love that. That's when stuff started getting fun for me. So the loyalty of just being here and finishing out my college career, 3 years here, like, I couldn't ask for anything else. I wouldn't be nowhere else. I don't think I would love to go anywhere else because in the day you can't ask for a better head coach. You can't ask for better teammates. Like I said, a better fan base. I'm pretty sure we got one of the best fan bases in the nation.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
I don't have a clue what that's going to look like. I mean, we have so many kids getting so many reps. Nobody's complaining. Everybody's giving effort. Everybody's got opportunities to play. Everybody's got opportunities to show us what they got. I mean, if I was anybody on this football team, there would not be anything that I would be upset about because you're repping. The way that they're treated here is unreal compared to what I've been used to. I think you could ask, ask Isaiah when he comes up here, like how we're treated here compared to how we're treated, like how others are able to do things for these young men. So, Nebraska is a great place with unreal resources, and these kids, if they choose to, they can benefit from this every day.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla, reminding you to keep those eyes peeled and keep those distractions away when you're driving out on your way to work this morning. Distractions are dangerous. Make sure you're focused and alert while driving. This message from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. DB, we don't have to get into the Masters right now, but I just want to see Corey Connors tied for second.
You didn't even want him.
I know. I regretted it immediately.
That's how it works.
I was like, I should have taken Koepka.
Listen, you always fall in love with people you don't want to. But it just happens.
Ludwig and Connors are killing it.
He's a steely son of a gun, isn't he?
Meanwhile, my number 1 overall draft pick just chilling it even.
I don't know. I told you, high volatility.
He is, but I feel like we survived Thursday, which is Rory's bad day.
Yeah.
So we got out of Thursday even. I feel okay, actually.
Outside of the last 3 holes.
No, I just mean in general. I
was going to say team meltdown. My man was sitting snug at 4 under.
No, I mean just in general. That dude. You know how many times he shot 6 over on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Just to get out at even, I don't care what it looked like. I feel okay.
Just another man.
There's at least 2 guys sitting right now that are not going to make it.
Who?
Tony and
yeah, Phenom might be finished. Might be Pheno out.
And there's another guy right beside him. I don't have it in front of me, but
of course you don't, because that would mean that you were prepared to talk about.
My guy Rom is in trouble. My number 2 pick.
In big trouble?
Yeah, he's 3 over right now. The projected cut after today.
Baby.
Seal?
I can't believe he does those commercials. He
Dude,
looks foolish.
It looks terrible.
Why would he let them do him like that?
It's gross.
No, that's a little.
No, the seal is gross.
Yeah,
it looks gross.
It weirds me out.
I don't like to watch it. I turn the channel or I turn my head. It's gross. When I saw it during the Super Bowl, I was like, oh, that is nasty.
I mean,
Seal.
why would they let him? Why would they? I mean, apparently he was paid handsomely.
He must have been. Maybe things are hard around the Seal household.
I highly doubt it. Heidi couldn't. She's rich. She wasn't going to take his paper.
Yeah. What's Heidi Klum worth these days?
I don't know. More than either one of us.
Well, that's accurate. Are they still married?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it took a while though. I mean,
they stayed together for a long time.
Yeah,
but I thought I had heard that
they maximized.
So maybe he got a little cheddar on the way out. But maybe that gravy train's ended, so now he's got to do commercials. I don't know.
And have them like doctor him up as a terrible looking seal.
Yes.
I was traumatized. It looked like a low budget
like sci-fi
CGI.
Movie.
Yes,
Yeah, like crappy sci-fi movie.
Get out of my head.
You know what it looked like? Did you watch the?
No, because you're gonna steal my thunder.
Steal my sunshine, Len. Remember? Do you remember?
Horrible.
Do you remember?
I don't know Len except for Jeremy.
Or about Alex.
Yeah, he was fine. You guys thought he was going to be better than he was.
Who's you guys?
Oh, you basketball heads.
Not really. I was just like, what are you going to do?
Diamond.
Here?
Oh, that's Alex Len, man. This talent. He can score. He's highly skilled. Yeah, he's soft as a batch of cookies.
That's fine.
The kind that come fresh out of the oven. They're a little squishy.
She's a little squishy?
Yes.
So you know.
Don't do that voice again. Okay.
The cookies were good last night too.
Any oatmeal raisin?
I only had the.
Were there
M&Ms.
oatmeal raisins?
I only had the M&M ones. There was a whole plate of different ones.
So, are you going to answer the damn question?
I don't know, Damon.
Then say I don't know. Fudge. You could have ended that 8 words ago.
Oh, Damon.
Demon.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I only had the M&Ms.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Don't ask me about the portal. He cussed at me the other day.
No, you know, did you ever watch the X-Men that came out in like 1999? The X-Men movie?
Yeah, I've seen them all.
So you know the senator guy that gets the like
the one that
like turns into a fish?
He melts.
Yeah. So when he's putting his face through the bars,
you think
that's what Seal looks like.
Over there on Staten Island?
Yeah, that's what Seal looks like. He looks like the fish senator.
This is a good movie.
It is a good movie.
I was glad I remember when that movie came out, I was excited about how they made the Beast look because I was curious.
Yeah. They did.
Is that weird? I don't want to nerd out on you.
No, it's okay. I
Can
like
we still
those.
be boys.
I like those movies.
Teddy Ruxpin, Let's Be Friends.
Why can't we be
No,
friends?
that's not the God. I'm going to need you to follow along a lot quicker because you always take it to like the bad version of the song that I'm thinking. It's never the one I am. So let me just get it out. Then you can see if you can sing it.
No, I think it's funny.
He said no.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny.
No. No. How about that's no. Not entertaining a word you just said. No. You want to give us no.
No, I don't want to do that.
Terrible. Oh, by the way, Shane, I'm gonna make your day, even though you've been a Richard head all morning.
A GA here, a GA there.
I sat at the same table as the Willies last night. Darcy and Rod.
Oh yeah, I talked to Darcy last night.
She is cooler than a fan.
I ran into
and
her.
He is too, like.
I ran into her Friday too, or Saturday.
Where'd you see her? At the Supernovas game?
No
Match?
No, I was
That's right,
out
'cause they weren't
we were out for Natasha's birthday Saturday.
Oh yeah, a couple of bougie couples. That makes sense.
And Darcy was out. I think she was out with her girlfriends, like with her lady friends, because I don't think I saw her husband there.
Yeah.
But
I want him to coach Zoe, and Zoe's scared.
Why is she scared?
Because she doesn't know if she can make baskets. No, you can go get your hoop game right, girlfriend.
Yeah, go get buckets. Let's go.
Yeah, right.
Let's go, Z.
But their daughters go to the same school.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cutie pies. They have got to be terrors. I don't know why I think cute light-skinned kids are bad, like hard to manage.
I feel like
what? They're mine. I can say that. You know, sometimes people just tell you you're cute too much.
I feel like there's some trauma there, maybe.
Well, I'm over this whole pretty girl thing. You know what I mean? Go play in the dirt. Get your hair messy.
I don't know why cute light-skinned kids are problems, but
focus, Danielson.
Locked in.
I'm just over here venting.
I'm locked in.
Don't mind me. Okay, I'm sure all kids may go through it.
I think you might be projecting a little bit there.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Let's not tell. But anyway, yeah, I should have given you an invite. I had an open table seat next to me.
Well, then he wouldn't have been able to come over here and enjoy the party
That's true.
unless he did what I did.
And I
got
am.
tipped.
So I want to know. This is horrible.
Mhm.
I don't mean to come across as needy. What'd they do with the food they didn't eat? They could have dropped it off right down the street.
I don't know what they did.
I could have eaten for the week. And I can eat some leftovers for a long ass time.
Yeah, because you don't care about food safety at all.
That's not true. I'm trying to be efficient. You're not listen. You're not gonna put your hate on me because I don't like to waste food.
No, I'm not asking you to waste food. I'm asking you to put it in the fridge. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
So now's not a good time to tell you about when I got the tuna
Oh no.
at Hy-Vee Monday.
Oh no. What
I
happened?
knew it was too good to be true.
What happened? What happened? What happened?
Man, it's partly my fault. Partly my fault. It was ready. $7 is back there in the seafood area. It's a huge tuna steak.
Mhm.
Looked fantastic. I put it in the fridge. I didn't put it on until late. I salted that bad boy up. I brushed it
Mhm.
with a little tamarind. It's like this gluten-free kind of soy.
Mhm.
And I seared it on my outdoor oven, aka the smokeless Traeger.
Okay.
That's last minute because I was doing some country style ribs too on the real smoker.
Yeah.
But I didn't want the high heat because I had never done a tuna steak before.
Okay.
Short story long, no bueno.
Not good.
Man, the thing, it was like
Like it didn't taste good, or it was bad. Like it had gone bad.
like pulling it apart was like putty.
Oh.
So I ate around the outside. I'm
Ugh.
like, and Micah's looking at me, just staring. And I don't like when people stare at me when I'm eating, but he's right next to me. And
Yeah.
he's like, so it's just not good, or what are you doing? Ask him. I want to choke him because I was traumatized because I didn't want to waste
Yeah.
tuna steak.
Yeah.
Man, that's a great question.
That's horrible, coach.
It was in bad
Yeah.
shape.
But zero water weight.
Ugh.
Zero water weight the next 7 hours.
Oof.
It's horrible.
No.
I'm gonna go back to it though. It probably was there too long. It was rubbery.
It's physical. It's hard. It's
Don't
cold.
eat that. Don't eat that.
I'm not experienced enough outside of when I get it on sushi
Yeah, don't eat that.
or in my poke bowls, which I think is one of the greatest things.
Poke
ever.
bowls are good.
You wouldn't like mine because it's not how normal people get poke.
Yeah.
I'm double the protein, a smidge of brown rice.
Oh,
I just want the little crisps and the jalapenos and the drizzle. That's it. There is no other garnish.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of my poke bowls. I'm not doing a lot.
I need to unsubscribe to a couple of these places too because they email me once a day.
Oh, dude, those are aggressive. I need people to chill. I need people to chill with the
It's
emails.
fine. Can I go back to something
Yeah.
that Coach Holgerson said that I think
Absolutely.
it's tugging at my heartstrings a little
Yeah.
bit? And this is when I thought Trev was going to be here at least another couple of years. And I would tell people, I said, you know what I love that Nebraska's doing? They're combating the people will remember this.
Mhm.
They're combating the portal and NIL ahead of time by making it like what? Making
Like home.
Like home.
Yeah. Maybe they want to make it a hard place to leave.
Hard place to leave.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll treat you right. This is family.
Mhm.
All right. We're helping you with cuisine. We're helping you with your financial literacy.
Mhm.
We are giving you every opportunity to flourish because we believe in the open competitive market and why we have a little bit of Darwin to us where it's survival of the fittest.
Everybody gets reps.
Everybody can still kind of be a part of this deal. We are for you.
Mhm.
Okay. Look at how we diversified the staff. Look, there are people that look like you. There are people that sound like you. We're all
More
in
than
this.
likely somebody from a similar background.
We're all in this together. I have strategically hired. Then Trev leaves. Coach Rule continues with that implementation
Mhm.
of making this like home. So I'd love to hear other coaches come in from other places
Mhm.
and be appreciative of the opportunity. Because what is it that I've always said I am fearful of when Nebraska hires coaches over time? What happens to those coaches over time?
Well, you've said it in a couple different ways. That it can be a little bit like Disneyland.
Correct?
That's a little like all the bells and whistles are a lot.
Correct?
B, you don't want it to be the best job that they've had.
Correct.
Because it can be a little too much.
Mhm. So when I get personalities like Snow or Holgerson, and I'm not saying he's had a better job than Nebraska, but as an OC at this stage in his career, he has had a better job from a
as a head
profile
coach.
standpoint, right?
He's been a head coach at 2 Power 5 schools.
He keeps it so real. He won't allow himself. This guy could go vacation in Mykonos if he wanted to. So it's not
And he did.
It's not the money. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Well, that was the French Riviera, though, right?
No, he's like there was like a whole list. I think Greece was on there.
Yeah, I'm hitting Greece number 1.
Yeah,
I'm going to Greece.
I know you have an affinity for the culture.
Thank you.
Well, ancient Greece, there's a lot of cool stuff there. You know,
Appreciate that.
birthplace of democracy. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Depends on what stories you believe.
So to hear him kind of wax poetic about opportunity like that, I mean, that's me, right? That is DB 101. Hey, you're gonna have a chance. What you do with it is up to you.
Yeah.
And if you think this place is so bad, go try something else.
Try somewhere else.
Try something else.
Yeah.
And so to hear somebody finally say that, I'm like, man, let's flipping go. Like my man Meat Dad. Let's go. I'm going to give you that cut, Shane. So when you feel my juices flowing with guys getting hyped for Nebraska or life or whatever, I want you to just play that. Let's go. Because what he does is he buys meat in bulk and he cuts it up. And oh, man, he's a G. He's lost.
He has swagger. He has juice.
I don't know how much swag he has, but he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm here for people that are riding for Nebraska.
It's cool, man. Like let me have my moment.
Yeah.
Somebody, and this is coming from the insecure dude, right? What am I always afraid of? Oh man, I like that person more than they like me. I ain't giving them any of myself.
Yeah.
They love Nebraska.
Yes. Yeah.
Rules like, are you flipping kidding me? Like you get this,
Where
and
else?
he'll tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah. You know the thing that Harbaugh used to always say at Michigan?
I need you to say his name again.
Harbaugh?
Okay, thank you. I thought like you said something different.
What do you think I say?
Harbaugh?
Oh no, Harbaugh.
Like the gummy, or is that?
No, it's Haribo. Or Haribo, depends on where you're from. But
do you remember Severe Googling the pronunciation out loud on air?
Oh, I could never forget that.
He would. Why do you say it like that? Why are you saying it like that?
What did that?
Relax.
How are you saying it?
I don't even know.
Haribo. I believe that's correct.
He just wasn't happy with me.
Well, you know, he gets a little particular about things.
Principled, we call it.
Particular principle, I think they can be similar. As a person who can be particular about things, I don't think that's offensive. But no, I appreciate guys that ride for Nebraska. I appreciate guys that are willing to put their name on it and say, yeah, it is better here. But what did Jim Harbaugh always say at Michigan?
I don't know, Ravi. What did Jim Harbaugh? What's his name again?
Jim Harbaugh.
We're gonna go back and get the audio.
Jim Haribo. Used to say, who's got it better than us?
Oh man.
Right? Always. Hey, who's got it better than us? And we got annoyed because it's cheesy and whatever, and it's Michigan and it's Harbaugh and it's, you know. Speaking of which, I'll go get that in a second. But
hopefully, please, sweet baby Jesus, forget.
I'm certainly not going to because it bothered me.
Please forget.
And we already we gave our flowers to the Jet Award. I do have one little bugaboo that I'm gonna go get.
Thank you, dear baby Jesus.
I love all my dudes that got light-skinned kids.
They hitting you up?
Oh, chiming in like Big Ben, baby.
They're like, you're right. These kids are the worst.
Look.
That kid's gonna set something on fire.
Exactly. See that?
Kid's gonna burn your house
down. This little
down.
girl right here is gonna get her dad in jail.
She's gonna burn her house down and be like,
and you know BC, he's a nice dude. He's a cool dude. Those are the kind of kids that get their dad in trouble.
Yeah.
You think Zoe doesn't have me want to learn how to shoot guns?
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Although I'm gonna be the crossbow guy because you know what? I'm gonna put one.
Talk to Natasha. She's got you covered on the guns.
She knows how to not get that thing. I don't want to hurt my shoulders.
Yeah,
I don't want them bruised.
She's a champion trap shooter.
That is so scary.
Yeah.
Can she shoot? I don't want a shotgun. I want a handgun or I want a bow.
Yeah, I don't know. She'll figure it out.
I'd like to be a sniper.
Lay in the cut.
Yeah.
I thought that was too impersonal for you. You want to be kind of right up there.
Depends on how you wrong me. Anyway, let's not get into my.
Anyway, I appreciate the people that ride for Nebraska, and
Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry about that. I appreciate that. Like Marcus Satterfield did this the other day, right? Where he goes, "I thought it was really special here. I wanted to be a part of that."
Yep.
Like, how many people do you know in your life? I'm being serious here.
Do you know why that resonated with me?
What's that?
Because after I got benched, I had to really consider how much I wanted to win.
Yeah, and how much you wanted to be here.
I didn't want
Right?
to miss. I didn't.
You don't want to miss out on the good stuff.
I didn't
you're
say
exactly
that
right.
real time,
Right, but that's
that's
what
the
it-
truth of how that made me feel.
yeah. Like you may not
Because-
have been able to verbalize that in the moment.
Well, I didn't want to make it about me.
Yeah.
When he said it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh man, I just appreciated his vulnerability.
Yeah.
Because again, that's just something dudes don't do.
Mhm.
We just don't. We
And
should.
When they do, I like that. I really appreciate it. When
we
people put themselves
we
out there.
should.
Yeah.
Right. But we just don't. And I'm like, man, I remember going through that.
Yeah.
Like now I got to turn around and be a good teammate.
Yeah.
I think this pretty much sucks.
Yeah.
Like, can I get another crack at this deal?
Right.
But again, it's when I told, I'm sitting down having these conversations with Coach Rule. I'm like, look, man, I didn't cheer for Lawrence because I wasn't competitive. I cheered for Lawrence because I loved him.
Mm-hmm.
And when you can get to that, you got a chance.
And because you wanted to win.
Right? So at the end of the day, I'm riding on this bus and I'm pissed and I'm not mature enough to know that it was my own fault until like a couple weeks later.
Mhm.
That's probably my second or third session with Dr. Stark, bless his heart. And post Xanax too, by the way.
Useful. Can be.
In small
Yeah,
doses.
in the right
Yeah,
situations.
my dude knocked on the door and was like, it's been 10 days. Give me the bottle.
Yeah.
I'm like, next time, fill the script out for the right number of days. You won't have to worry about it. Anyway, not that that's a true story. Am I nuts?
Oh, well, it's okay.
It's fine. I just told myself, I want to win.
Yeah.
I do not want to miss out on this.
Yeah.
You know who's got a better version of that?
Who?
Jason Peter went through it too.
Sure.
You think that dude didn't think he should have not redshirted?
Yeah.
I'm like everybody goes
I think
through it.
I think he writes about it in his book about redshirting and how hard that was for him.
Everybody goes through it at that level where that's why I think it's kind of important. I'm not encouraging failure.
No, but you have to manage it, right?
You do have to learn how to manage it.
You're going to run into it at some point.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? There's nobody that's good enough. Like LeBron ran into it. I know you're not a huge LeBron guy, but if anybody was going to cruise through this thing without like just on physical talent and hard work alone and never really run into failure, it would have been LeBron.
Mhm.
Like physically, he's as gifted as anybody we've ever seen. And even he ran into hiccups and failures and not being able to win in Cleveland the first time and having to team up and decide what his own role was.
And
to
if
win
you
a
if you
championship.
call out you're not calling him out to the negative, but you're saying, listen, go ask Hunter.
Yeah.
So you think that Hunter hasn't verbalized
Yes.
how appreciative he is?
Because Dana didn't ask him.
Yeah, and it's not like you just pull a rabbit out of a goddamn hat.
Yeah, you think Dana's going around and people will be like, is this better than your last
So
school?
you think Hunter isn't echoing that sentiment for folks
All
that
over.
are there?
All over the place.
It sounds super psychoanalytical, but I'm telling you, the key to this team, if they're going to have success, is all the other stuff they're talking about that isn't football related.
Coming up next, we got Tim Verghese inside Nebraska joining us here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
aspirations can drive us. Sometimes a simple gesture is what fuels the pursuit of a dream. When it's time to make your dream a reality, we are here to help. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Sasha Durkin here at Hurrdat Sports Bar. It is the finals of Menu Madness. Make sure that you come down, place your vote. It is down to the Philly cheesesteak sandwich and the buffalo chicken wrap. It is the last week, but the winner is 30% off for an entire month. So come down, cast your vote, and let's round out Menu Madness.
Yeah, Emmett's Emmett. He's playing well. Quentin Ives is showing up. And the rest of them are all just young. That just need 100 reps. They need 1,000 reps at things. So they're giving good effort. EJ will talk a little bit more about those guys when he comes up. But just young guys that need to come on. They need to keep playing and keep repping to see who that third guy can be, because that third guy is going to happen. I've never went into a season where the third guy is not a reality at some point. The fourth guy is not a reality at some point. So those guys need to understand that and treat every practice like it's I got to get better at something time.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
No, I think that's natural. I think it's a natural progression. I know we're in a different world now where the portal and everyone's kind of like, an immediate fix type deal. But, traditionally, it's all about development, And so development comes from repetition, and that's the only way to get better. And so when he got here as a young freshman, it was a crowded room. So it's a matter of getting those reps, in a team period where as a freshman, you may only get 2 to 3 reps in a team period as a young guy. Now you're getting, almost 5 to 10 reps, maybe 15 reps a day. That's a different type of development. So, I think everything's really on course for him. I think it's the ball's in his court at this point. I think he's really, taking the coaching and really impressed with where he's at.
We're back here on Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi, Lulla. We now have Tim Verghese joining us from inside Nebraska, only on audio today. What's up, Tim?
What's up, guys? Appreciate y'all having me.
All right. Well, so where are we on the move to, Tim? Can I be all nosy in your business, or is it a secret?
Yeah, no, I'm cat sitting this morning, so I'm not in my apartment, so just lighting's a little weird here, so just figured audio would be a little better.
Oh, all right. I appreciate the honesty. Nothing like authenticity.
Yeah, of course.
So I got to get this out there because I think we've developed kind of this thing on our show where it's like, oh man, I love TV, and we usually vibe. And so my boy, he was fact checking the other day. You had said something about buying stock in wide receivers. And you'd mentioned Doss, and of course, my man Quinn Clark, who I have a strange, weird affinity for. It's so weird, TV. I grabbed him by his bicep the other day. I'm a total random, right? Well, not total. I mean, he's been in my house a few times, but I grabbed him by his bicep, and I go, "Man, is that a muscle? Is that a real muscle?" And he looked at me because he's about 6'12", so he looked down at me and he was like, "Man, I'm eating my vitamins." This little fake man voice, like that is totally my dude. And I think you're right. That's a true story. I'm out there, Tim. And he's like, "Wait a minute. Just yesterday you said you weren't as high on the wide receivers." And he's checking me because of what you said. He goes, "You and Tim are usually in lockstep. What's going on?" I was like, "Really? Really?" like TV greater than DB with the analysis, huh? So I found myself, and I'm just being honest, I was scrambling. I was like, "No, I like him too." I just was saying. Well, I said, "No." I said, "Let me clarify. I don't have an opinion really on the overall talent. I just don't think there are as many guys that are ready to play." So that was kind of where I landed on that deal. But you liked what you saw, huh?
Yeah, I like the room, and I especially just like Tuesday, watching them go through drills. Like again, you can say the talk of Cortez Mills and Isaiah Mosey, Dana Holgerson just coming out and straight up saying both those guys are going to contribute. You could choose to look at it as, oh, well, I guess some of the other guys in the room aren't ready, or I guess this is telling about the DBs. No, I think both those guys are like ready to play Power 4 football right now. Cortez Mills has been doing it for years against some of the top players in South Florida. Isaiah Mosey, it just felt like it would translate watching him at Lee Summit North the last 2 years. So I'm pretty comfortable with those two guys. I'm pretty comfortable with the top end of the room, Isaiah Hunter, Dane Key, Ja'Cory Barney. And then, yeah, I mean, I can understand being a little hesitant to buy in on guys that haven't done it yet, like Quinn Clark, like Jaden Doss, like other guys in that room that will have to step up and play bigger roles here in the fall. But I'm confident in that room because I can see, one, the work they're putting in. I see a sense of urgency that wasn't there before. And on Tuesday, the biggest thing for me coming out, why I'm confident in that room, the attention to detail.
Oh, yeah.
From Dana Holgerson, Nikhil Shorts, and Andrew Verbois.
Oh, yeah. So it's funny how you looked at that as optimism. I looked at it as, what did I say? I'm like, I don't know, man. It's not as easy to play wide receiver as people think. Like, that was my takeaway. Because of the attention to detail. It is big boy teaching that's going on. I'm floored, to be honest.
Oh, and Dana said it a few times. It's like, these guys are swimming in it right now.
I'm floored at the teaching.
Yeah, it's remarkable. Like, for me, what stood out what especially got me on Tuesday, they're working top of the route wide receiver drills, and it's Andrew Verbois leading the drill, and Nikhil Shorts has the pads on, and he's like helping them execute it, and he's giving some comments, but it's very clearly Andrew Verbois leading that drill. And then Dana's walking over and offering some insight as well. But the humility of Nikhil Shorts to, again, allow the assistant wide receivers coach to step up, lead some of these drills. And because this is not like Dana Holgerson and Nikhil Shorts have worked together for years in the past. But Andrew Verbois, those two met at Kentucky.
Mm. You know the funny thing about that? That's why we like talking to Tim. I think that's the whole key to this staff, is being selfless. I mean, look at the messages that the coaches all talk about at the press conferences. At some point, it comes through leadership, teaching, thinking about others, doing their part, being challenged, maximizing the reps. Like, the message is all the same. I don't think you can be an ego guy and function in that environment. It doesn't sound like that would be very becoming.
not at all. And I thought Marcus Satterfield's press conference, him stepping up there, answering those questions, and just being honest about the process for him, I thought that's really telling. And he said it himself, but what's a better example of, working through tough situations and working through overcoming obstacles than just doing it and showing the players like, hey, I'm a coach. I was your offensive coordinator last year. I'm taking the demotion, but I'm still dedicated to the job, and I'm still going to do the best job possible. And I'm going to make sure, we're putting the best product out there.
Well, I think the messaging of why he stayed too was important. It was because he wants to be a part of what's happening here, right? Like that's the key to a lot of this. Whether EJ Barthel talked about Emmett Johnson yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Talking about
good pull.
Like, yeah, maybe he wavered a little bit, briefly flirted with the portal, but at the end of the day decided, hey, for everything I've been through and for all the things I've done with this program, I want to be a part of when it gets good. Like I find that, like I don't think that's a coincidence at all that you see your former offensive coordinator and your now unquestioned, I guess, starting running back as very similar career paths. And then not to mention you got Heinrich Harburg, who we heard from earlier this week, kind of in a very similar role as well. Like it's the messaging across coaches to players, I think you've got more depth in terms of different programs than I do, but it seems unusual from what I've seen.
Right. I would agree. And I mean, again, you can also cite like Philip Simpson coming back and all of that. Like, yeah, I think the staff can recognize where this program's at and like that year 3 kind of jump. And again, I still think we need to see it. I understand a lot of people wanting to like the hesitancy and like wanting to buy in without seeing this. With how, like, because again, there's plenty of concerns that still need to be addressed. I thought Dana Holgerson was pretty honest and blunt about the state of the offensive line right now. Again, he's talking about the receivers. Like, yeah, I'm confident in that room, but it's spring. It's the middle of spring. The young guys are for sure still swimming in it right now. I think running back depth is still a work in progress, even though they're pretty confident in Quentin Ives and Mekhi Nelson. And then defensively, there's just going to have to be a lot of guys that haven't done it before, needing to step up if this team is able to pick up where they left off last year defensively. Like, I think you can afford a slight step back as a defense if the offense takes a sizable step forward. I don't think you can afford a sizable step backwards from the defense. So this defense needs to be ready to be like, okay, at the very worst, top 40-ish across the board.
Yeah, I guess I don't have.
You haven't put numbers to it yet?
I don't have as big a concern about the defense. I don't. I think they've got 4 or 5 DBs at the cornerback spot they can play. I know the 5 safeties they want to play. I think at the linebacking spot, depending on how often you can use Javen Wright in the spring, you holster him in the back burner. I think they like what they have there with Shavers. You're going to get one more young guy to play. The D-line, from jack to 5 technique, I mean, I could rattle off 8 guys. So if they're, I mean, seriously, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah. I don't have the consternation, to be honest. I was just talking to Knucklehead yesterday, and he said, I've graduated from knowing what to do. It's just about making plays now. And I'm just thinking to myself, if that's the sentiment, they'll be just fine.
They're gonna be in good shape, yeah.
Right? Like that, they'll be fine.
Yeah. It's about buying in, and again, if you want to be like again, not even just from if you're a fan out there, still trying to figure out how to buy in on this defense and why, like they'll be able to step up without Ty and Nash. I think Terry Braden has like joined and fit the staff seamlessly. I think his energy is infectious, and I think he's getting buy-in from Williams and Minari. I think, Keona Davis is taking a step up. I like where Riley Van Poppel is. That's the top end of the room, plus Elijah Judy. A name I'm going to keep an eye on in the Jack room heading into the fall.
Talk to me.
Season. Jordan Ochoa.
Oh, no question. I listen. What did I say about him the other day?
Yeah, you brought him up the other day.
Listen, good pull. He's just learning.
Because he was the guy you brought him up as a SAT recruit, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Listen, he's just learning. My man is green as all get out, but with Simpson, oh, he could be a monster. I love watching those two. I'm a huge Phil Simpson TV for whatever the reason. I was joking with him the other day. He could tell me my shoes were ugly, my barber was awful, my gear sucks, and I would probably receive it just based on his delivery. He can say whatever, whenever to a kid that if we tried to say it, it would be like, I'm not talking to you again. And I asked him about it. I'm like, hey, do you have a second? Like I'm just walking with him. I said, this is super weird. Because he was like, hey, he when he talked to me first, it broke me down to be able to just ask him, you got to walk me through how you say these things he said, listen, DB, boils down to relationships. That's all I care about. Teaching and relationships. As long as they know I care, they're going to receive my instruction. And if they can't, somebody else. Just his delivery. I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to vibe. And I watched him and Ochoa work, and I was fascinated at the teaching because Ochoa is so green and Phil's such a technician. It was beautiful.
Yeah, and like that's just I keep coming to with the staff too. They're all technicians from Terry Braden, the new additions like Nikhil Shorts. Like it feels like a massive step up at certain positions in terms of the development and the teaching. And that's not like I thought Terrence Knighton did a really good job with the D line. I think the results speak for themselves. I just think they've broken down the technique on the D line, and then there's an emphasis on developing the jacks now. Last year was kind of those guys were kind of just working in rooms and working with different assistant coaches, but now there's an actual emphasis on getting the most out of that position.
So, Tim, it's funny that you brought up Coach Knighton because I was a big Coach Knighton fan.
Me too.
Really thought he was doing a good job in the room. But I also look at, like, Terry Braden, where he's coming from, obviously part of a really successful group in Kansas City there. And it's really funny when we sort of pick and choose which unknowns we're going to be positive about and which unknowns we're going to be nervous or paranoid about. Because I look at, like, you could very easily look and be like, okay, considering backgrounds and who they were before they came in, like, in a vacuum, Coach Braden, it could be considered a better hire than Coach Knighton at the time they were hired, right? Like, you look at where they came from and kind of what they were doing. Or same thing with Coach Butler, right? We look at Coach Butler, and if we had looked at his resume and looked at Tony White's resume at the same time when he was hired, you could make a case that Coach Butler's resume is more impressive than Tony White's was when he got hired. But we've got kind of this consternation. But then when we've got, like, Dylan Raiola coming in last year, and we're like, oh, going to be the savior of the program, 5-star quarterback. We got it all done. Have you noticed any method to the madness of when an unknown's a good thing versus an unknown's a bad thing? Because I'm sitting here looking at the defensive line, and I'm like, I really like the guys in that group. I really like the jacks. I really like, the ends. I like the interior guys. I go, I know that the knowns of Ty Davis and Nash Hutmacher made us feel better, but maybe I came kind of maybe like the upside of this group even more. Like, when do you decide when to be nervous versus excited about unknowns?
Yeah, I think it's on that character eval and all of that. Like, for me, the hesitancy with the D line is, I like a lot of the guys. I think Riley Popple, Keona Davis, Elijah Judy. I think they're going to give it. The boom bust guy in that room is Williams and Renari, and it was all about mentally how locked in is he. And so far, I like where he is. I think the staff is getting the most out of him.
But I still think he's secondary, not necessary. That's a difference. It's kind of a want versus a need. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying
right, but
I don't. They're not Pierre Paul and Strahan, and I mean they're not 08 Giants D line, but they do have options. Do you know what I mean? They haven't won. They haven't won with him.
Right, for sure. I think that's all there, but I think that room, or the potential of that room gets elevated a whole lot if you get something out of him, and that's where I'm like, okay, can they get that out of him? Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm putting a little too much into Williams and Minari compared to the rest of the room. But yeah, that's my biggest question with that room and why I'm a little uncertain is just the boom bust potential kind of there. And I think the floor on him is higher than people think because I think he's got the natural size, the anchor, and just his ability as a run defender, I think is enough where you can keep him on the field. So I think the floor is higher than people think. I don't think it's a true like boom bust in the sense that if it doesn't work out, he's unplayable. I just think it's okay, there's a role where this guy is kind of just like on the field and you notice him sometimes, or there's a role where he's a down-to-down difference maker.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of feel the same way about Keona Davis. I mean, like he's one of those guys that we don't have a ton of track record for that I'm looking at. I go, hey, I think the upside on this guy is enormous. Is he going to be a guy that I just notice sometimes and he pops, or is he going to be a guy that is a constant disruptor for other teams? And I think that's where you've got a few guys like that on the defensive line, right? That's why we don't know, and that's why we're sort of just again, I don't know if paranoid is the right word. I don't know if concern is the right word, but it's.
Well, I think a lot of it is we knew what we saw last year.
Yeah, and I get Ty Robinson was really good, and I know Nash was good despite being banged up, but it's not like you said, DB, it's not like that got us very far. I don't know. I just have a hard time thinking it's the end of the world.
Yeah, it's fair. And I mean, on the flip side, if we're talking defense, like just in general, on the flip side of this, because of the emphasis in the secondary and the new additions and the development in that room, it's going to be, and I've said this a couple of places, I think it's going to be a top-down defense where the secondary is a strength and they kind of work from there. But I think they've got enough potential in that room. I think they have enough bodies in that room. I think the secondary is going to be better, and I think in general, I think coverages and what the front's doing are going to pair up better, where the defense is going to be a little more cohesive than it was at times last season.
So, TV, top down, that would be interesting. I would be cheering all for that because if that happens, that means I think some young guys play a key role, obviously. But do you think they can be built that way? The reason that I asked the question is I'm curious because you may not be wrong because during the clinic, Coach Butler talked about the flexibility of having 5 DBs and what you can get into coverage-wise. He had these great cut-ups of defending the run and playing 3 deep versus, some palms or clouds, these different coverages out of 2 high looks that if you have the right secondary, how it frees up your D-line. So he was talking about, and Terry talked right after him. So they built sequentially, which was encouraging to me because I've always said the year one thing of fitting in the run game as a secondary with a new defensive backs coach with a defense that kind of plays a certain way was going to take a little bit of time. So I don't mind the top down, but I still think in this conference, I don't know if that's going to be a winning enough recipe. I'll listen, but I'm a little gun shy to say yay.
Yeah, it's fair. I get that.
I'll listen. I'll listen.
Right. I think it's just in the sense that I think with where this conference is going, and I think it's more of a shot at you're aiming for what the long-term goal is. If you want to make the Big Ten championship and the college football playoff and you want to go from there, you have to be sound in the secondary. And I think it comes down to Nebraska is going to trust certain guys. They've done it the past 2 years. They're going to trust certain guys in the safety room to fit the run more than other teams typically ask their safeties to. And then you pair that with some of the personnel they've talked about using this year about, hey, we're going to play some dime this year. We're going to have 1 linebacker out there, 4 down linemen, and 6 DBs out there. Or they're going to do, the Joker package or a lot of nickel and different variations of nickel and all of that. It all stems from, to me, the way I hear them talk about it, It all stems from we want as many. We trust the secondary. We want 5-6 of those guys out there. We don't necessarily want 5-6 linemen out there. We don't necessarily want, like a 5-man front out there.
The linear thing gets me. Like, I can't debate that. True. It's valid, Tim. It's valid.
Yeah, that's just what I'm saying. Like, just in that sense, I think it's going to be top down in the sense that they figure out the coverages first. They figure out that first, and then it's like, okay, what front pairs best with this? I think that's how it's going to be dictated moving forward. Where at times last year, it felt like, okay, Tony White dialed this up for the front, John Butler's dialed this up for the back. Wait a minute. We've got a guy out there, single high coverage, that probably shouldn't be single high coverage on an island on his own.
Oh, they had so much slick stuff out of 3 strong with a 2 high look. And that's funny, though. TV here for hot takes that Nebraska cannot make a living winning the Big Ten championship playing an old school 50 Okie front. I get it. I think we ran that in 1991. It's at 85th and Crown Point over there at Omaha Northwest.
That may have been the last time.
Okie front. Like, nobody plays an Okie anymore. All right, Tim. They're not going to play 6 defensive linemen.
The general point is to get where Nebraska wants to get to. Ultimately, they have to be secondary focused, because to win the big games, to beat the Oregon, to play the Oregons competitively and the USCs and the Ohio States, and then moving on to there, you have to be able to cover. You have to be able to cover some of these high flying offenses. You have to be able to defend some of these elite quarterbacks, and that stems from the secondary. Like, that stems from getting after the quarterback up front. Everything they've talked about is like last year. It was so much focus from Terrence Knight and the D-line about, you stop the run, you get to do the fun stuff on third down. This year it's been, no, we want to disrupt the quarterback. We have to get after the quarterback. And in the secondary, we have to get the ball out. We have to turn the ball over. We have to do these things. There's so much of an emphasis on the passing defense, in my opinion, that I think they're just steady in the fundamentals of the run defense are implemented now. That now it's like, okay, well, to take the next step, we have to be able to get off the field in the red zone and third down. And the best way to do that is getting after the quarterback.
Okay, Tim, before we let you go here, I've got a super random question for you, if that's okay, outside of Nebraska.
Yep.
Did you ever do an eval on DJ Lagway?
Oh, yeah. I've been watching DJ Lagway since he was like in 8th grade.
Okay, I figured, because you're
weirdo.
You're just kind of like that.
No, I mean, he lived like 45 minutes down the street from me. My old high school head coach was his athletic director. Like,
okay.
I've just known the kid forever. Yeah.
So I saw a list, I believe, put out by a different site than yours, so I'm not going to give any free pub here, but they had DJ Lagway coming back as not just the top, guy in his class, the top returning quarterback in all of college football.
I don't get it.
When you look at your eval of him, because I look at the stats and I'm like, well, that's not accurate, just in terms of production, right? But I know he's young and everything, and obviously came in highly touted. When you look at his eval, is there any way you can justify that ranking, or am I just falling for clickbait?
I think long term, I think if you look across the state of college football and the quarterbacks in the state in college football right now, I think DJ Lagway is one of 2 or 3 guys, I think, with QB1 type potential. I think there's a couple guys in there. Personally, I think Dylan's in that conversation. I think Lenore Sellers is in that conversation.
I'm gonna say, is he the best in the conference?
Yeah,
Sellers is.
so.
I mean, Sellers is coming off. What was he? 19 and 7 touchdowns to interceptions, threw for 2,600 yards. I don't know, man. Sellers looks to be a monster, and he's just getting. Yeah. And he's a legit true freshman. I mean, he's 6'4", he's 240. I don't know, man.
That's where I'm at with it personally. Is I think going into this year alone, I think Lagway at 1 is a little high. I think if the question was, you get one quarterback to build your program around the next 2 years, and then you have to bet on this guy being the highest drafted guy down the line, I think I can see the argument for Lagway 1, because I think DJ Lagway, I thought the highs from him last year were higher than most quarterbacks we saw. I think him as a thrower, the development I've seen for him year over year. One day we'll get into that at some point, and just like watching his development and his progression and how many lessons I learned from that, because he was a kid that at no point did he ever let evaluators get into his head and get him away from what he was doing. He'd show up to camps and he'd be like, okay, well, I'm solely working on my upper body here because I need to develop this. So ignore how bad my feet look here because right now I'm focused on something else. It'll all come together eventually. And then he went out and won Gatorade Player of the Year as a senior, threw for combined for 5,000 total yards, had 50 total touchdowns, just had an insanely statistical year. He has taken, I think his ability as a runner is tremendous. I think if you're looking at the modern college football landscape and the NFL landscape, he's what you're looking for as a runner. And then some of the stuff he can do as a quarterback has come together really well where he's really gifted in his placement and his touch and his accuracy and his confidence, his ability to just rifle throws in there. I'm very excited about the future of Lagway, but I think one long term is a little high. But we're going to have these conversations. I mean, this is just going to be what it is. I'm already anticipating the 2027 draft cycle where we're talking about DJ Lagway and probably Arch Manning and probably Dylan Raiola and probably Sam Levitt and all these guys in 27 of who do you take at one? That's going to be the conversation for me. And then you've got guys off the board. Aiden Childs could take a big step forward.
Listen,
Underwood's going
you know
make,
what's
you know,
I can't get past. I'm listening to this and I lose my mind because I think at the end of the day, I don't care about arm talent, pocket presence, the ability to scramble, keeping plays alive. If you cannot play catch, you guys will be maybe not because a couple of junkies here, but how often does it just simply boil down to taking the gimmies? If you can't take the gimmies, you cannot win.
You don't have a shot.
I don't care how talented you are. You can't have a guy running scot-free in the back of an end zone on a 40-yard pass play and miss him. You can't open up the play. You can't open up the game and have a skinny and a guy running down the seam and you miss him. You can't have a guy that is 6 yards away from you on 3rd and 4 and you airmail one. Anytime you want to win meaningful games, you better be able to take the gimmies. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah, for sure. And that's where, again, with Lagway, I saw that come together his senior year where he's in an offense that was more catered, that gave him some options and told him to take the gimmies. I think Billy Napier, I think his run defense, I think his rush offense is better than his passing offense in terms of what he's able to develop. But I think he's given DJ enough options, and I think when you watch that offense too, it is about DJ taking, making those simple reads and taking what's there for him. But yeah, that needs to improve. That needs to improve for all these guys. As much as that's a feather in Dylan's cap, especially early on his freshman year, about taking the gimmies.
Yeah, it's what got away from him down the yeah. And I'm telling you, if he just plays catch, because he's so gifted. If I don't know, this is his.
If you play catch in a Dana offense, you're throwing for 3,500 yards.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I had to free myself up the other day, Tim, because I'm close to the vest kind of, and I'm like, yeah, but and I have allowed myself to think if he has true command of this offense and can just play catch, I'm good.
All bets are off. All bets are off.
Yeah,
because he's super smart. I don't think he'll press near as much. He's healthy. Yeah, I've kind of allowed myself to imagine just playing catch. And if that's the case, I'm good.
Yeah.
Way good.
Tim, real quick here, I want to give you a couple blind resumes. And tell me who you like better, okay? 59.9 completion percentage, 12 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 160 yards per game passing, 8 yards per game rushing. Or 67 completion percentage, 13 touchdowns, 11 picks, 217 yards per game, and -5 yards rushing per game. Which one of those are you taking?
I feel like I'm taking A personally.
How big of a gap is there?
It's not much. It's not much at all. It's very close.
The 11 picks bugs me.
Yeah.
But I feel.
Let me put it this way.
I feel like.
Let me put it this way.
I feel like I would take B. You can't. I can't win with 160 yards passing.
Let me put the interceptions this way. 4.7 interception percentage for the first guy. 2.7 interception
For
percentage
sure.
for the
Give me
second
B.
guy.
Give me B.
Okay, then yeah, B. Then B.
B is Dylan Rolla. A is DJ Lagway.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
I'm
It's
just-
like I've been talking to people like
I hate
because
you.
I saw that list go out, and I was asking around
do.
about that, and
You're
I
out.
genuinely think there's just some people out there that saw the middle year Dylan and that USC game and certain things and are just like out, and I think that's a little weird when I'm talking to other people and they're like, listen, there's a lot of people selling, not even selling, but just like not really talking about Dylan. I'm buying all the Dylan stock. Like
No,
there's multiple national evaluators.
Dude's pretty good. He's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
play super close to the vest with him because we are close, but he's pretty good.
Yeah, it's I have to like the simplest, like not even simple, but like we were at Pro Day and we're watching him throw these like hole shots down the sideline, and it's a machine. They're giving him the snap, guys are releasing, and then right around where they hit the 25-yard line, the next guy's releasing, and it's automatic from Dylan. And I posted that, and people are like, "Oh, he's throwing routes on air, like anyone can hit that." Now, I've been to Elite 11. I've been to all the fields. I've seen good quarterbacks miss these shots consistently. It's not. Even good quarterbacks miss these things. He is in there, and it's a machine. It's consistent. He's in a zone right now, and from talking to people on what we've seen in practice, talking to people that have been in practice, he's been at another level this spring. That I have all the confidence in the world in Dylan eventually like joining that conversation. I think that top 10 is going to look real silly. I think come midseason just because of the fact of some names that aren't in there, including Dylan Raiola just not being in that top 10.
That's all I want. Like DJ Lagway might end up being a great
No,
player.
yeah, he's just like,
That's
and
not-
I don't think that's the that's not the point
was
of the
disparity-
exercise.
The disparity of the conversation between Lagway and Raiola felt really strange to me.
Right. I agree.
That's all I got for you, Tim. I appreciate you entertaining my wild hairs.
Dude, how long was that?
That was like almost like
Tim, you cool with a smooth 35 minutes? I mean,
sorry about that.
Damn, sorry.
Appreciate it, Tim. Have a good weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Y'all too.
Oh,
That's our
man.
guy, Tim Verghese, inside Nebraska. We'll be back. More Hurrdat Sports Live coming up next.
Wow.
Honestly, just being present in each pitch, not trying to think one or two pitches ahead or even thinking like, okay, let's strike this girl out here and get out of this. Truly just staying in each pitch because I didn't have to strike him out. I could have rolled a ground ball and let the defense work, and that was kind of my approach, was just be in this pitch and just stick to my normal process.
Man, as you see this transfer portal generation, like you'll see guys like legit transfer 3 to 4 times and just trying to find their home, like at their fourth school. Like, this is my second school. That shows my loyalty. Like, if I'm comfortable with you, if I'm comfortable with coaching staff, the environment, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be all in everything. That's what Nebraska, is for me. I call this my home. Like, my first year, it was kind of rough because I never knew what Nebraska was. Midwest, I'm a Southern kid, so 20 hours away from the crib. So, it was kind of a new environment, kind of a new feel for me. But once I got, comfortable, once I settled down, actually like, okay, I actually could be myself out here, and people gonna love that. That's when stuff started getting fun for me. So the loyalty of just being here and finishing out my college career, 3 years here, like, I couldn't ask for anything else. I wouldn't be nowhere else. I don't think I would love to go anywhere else because in the day you can't ask for a better head coach. You can't ask for better teammates. Like I said, a better fan base. I'm pretty sure we got one of the best fan bases in the nation.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
I think all 3 of those tight ends last year did a really good job. I mean, they all played, a lot. I just, Luke was, I just think he's a football player, man. He was the youngest one, and so I knew he was going to keep getting better and better. But he's another guy that is taking on a leadership role, is more vocal, incredibly smart, plays with unbelievable pad level. Is one of our better receivers, is reliable in the pass game, can get in there and put his hand on the ground and dig people out from a tight end perspective, sees the whole field and knows exactly what's going on at every play. So he's just sophomore, going to be a junior, so he's going to keep getting better. Happy with where he's at.
We're back here on Hurrdat Sports Live. That's CBM Ravi, Lulla, reminding you, make sure you get out to supernovas.com. There's 2 home matches next week, 17th and the 19th. They'll be back on home turf, CHI Health Center. Make sure you get to supernovas.com for your tickets. The end of the season is rapidly approaching. Make sure you don't miss out to see your reigning professional volleyball champions, the Omaha Supernovas. Check them out at supernovas.com.
I sure can't pick guys to cheer for, can I?
Who's that?
You want to get on the Luke Lindenmeyer hype train?
Listen, I'm on board.
Way ahead of the bunch.
I'm on board.
I smoked all you guys.
You did. You were way ahead.
Smoked all
way
you guys.
ahead. I did not panic, though. I was one of the guys did not panic about the Borkature thing, so I was like, I think Lindemeyer's pretty good.
He was my fave.
Yeah, I know. You like Bork. You love Bork.
Yeah,
Lindemeyer's really good. I think Lindemeyer's going to be good.
So, you don't even know why I like Luke.
I have no idea. I just like him because I think he's good at football.
I like him because he got tremendous competitive stamina.
Yeah. Hung in there?
Yeah. And he's part of that whole – I like kind of their group.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Lindemeyer, Caleb, Van Poppel, like Danny King, Donovan Jones. Like there's some guys that are like not like bodied, that are like minded.
Quick Clark roll with them, or is that a different group?
So QC is close.
Okay.
He's more than on the periphery, and they would like him in the group.
I know you've talked about him being around sometimes.
Yeah. Well, like he's here enough.
Yeah.
But Quinn has those divas to deal with.
Over in the wide receiver room.
Yeah, he's got those divas to deal with.
So we were.
You'd like. I'll get him up here for you,
Quinn.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
So we were
ridiculously smart.
We were talking quarterbacks with Tim there at the end of that segment, and then we sort of transitioned, you and I, to NFL draft quarterbacks here during the break. And you asked an interesting question, so I'm kind of going through the draft.
All right.
order now.
Well, what was interesting about it?
So you mentioned the TV asked whether or not the Steelers would be a good fit for Shedeur, and we're trying to kind of figure out, okay, what are the chances that he actually makes it there, right? And so Tennessee is taking Cam Ward. That seems to be a given at that point. Cleveland, it seems like, is locked in on Abdul Carter. If the Giants decide they like Travis Hunter instead of Shedeur,
which they will,
or which is it's certainly on the table, right? I know some people like Mason Graham as a top 5 guy. Like there's some options there at New York that they may not feel the need to draft Hunter or to draft Shador there, especially if they're not sold. Then you get to Patriots at 4, not going to take a quarterback. Jaguars at 5, not going to take a quarterback. Raiders, as you mentioned, just locked up. Geno Smith's not going to take a quarterback.
Yeah, got the 2-year extension. You happy about that, Shane? I think it was 280.
That's a great question.
270.
So you said the Jets are a no because of Justin Fields. I don't think that's a
The
preventative.
Jets are a no.
But we'll call it a no. Carolina Panthers
Well,
are a
don't
no.
let me talk you into it.
I mean, just for the sake of the exercise. I think the Jets are a
My
maybe.
young Millard Northian friend.
I think the Jets are a
I
maybe.
saw your guy, by the way, the other day at
Which
camp.
one?
Coach Bro.
Coach Bro? How's he doing?
He was good, holding court. He was at home because it was North Dakota State's coaching staff.
Getting the squad ready for me?
So he was for you. Whoa.
For me and the rest of the Miller North fans out there.
Gee, many Christmas. The frick is wrong with you?
I think I'm going to turn into you haven't seen Friday Night Lights, have you?
Like the real show or the movie?
Either.
I've seen them.
Have you seen the show?
What the?
I don't know, man.
What kind of question is that?
I don't know.
I've seen Friday Night Lights.
You asked me about
and I sat through season 1, maybe.
You asked me here about
Shut up, Shane.
like Righteous Gemstones and stuff. Like I don't know what you watch, but you don't watch.
Hey, Righteous Gemstones was brought to my attention.
Yeah, I don't know. It's up your alley.
I know one thing.
What's that?
I'm not interested in seeing male genitalia.
Yeah, they're hanging out there a lot in that show.
Yeah, I don't know why you would tell me that.
Well,
I
was
felt
trying to
like that was very weird for the first red flag.
Trying to let you know what you were getting into, because that could be startling if you're just like watching a show.
Well, T-Mac doesn't seem like the type of guy that would be vibing with watching that. He said it was ridiculously funny.
It is pretty funny. It's a strange type of humor, but I just don't want you to watch a show you think's about like a church, and then you're like, oh man, there's a lot hanging out here.
I mean, we're out here, right?
That's where the magic happens.
Yeah,
we're out here.
I'll look at IMDb and see what it tells me about violence, gore, and nudity.
Panthers, no.
Correct.
The Saints could.
That was
At
my
9.
guess.
The
Saints
are on
could
the
be,
table.
but they need so many other things. They got to go O-line, D-line.
Maybe if they fall in love with Shador or Jackson Dart was when people thought Shador was going higher. Jackson Dart was theorized at the Saints at 9, so they might go quarterback there. But if it's not the Saints, you go Bears, no. Niners, no. Cowboys, no. Dolphins, no. Colts, probably still a no.
I would say no.
But I think they're getting closer.
Boy, did you see who's the fedora? Not the fedora. Who's the hat guy? Really good coach that used to be the OC in Pittsburgh. Then he was a Cardinals. Yeah. Did you see his breakdown on Richardson?
Is it damning?
It's like, yeah. If you can't run 2-minute offense or play catch on third down, you're just an average quarterback. There was nothing about his career. Do you know how many years more he said he could have used in college?
2?
3.
Yeah, at least 2.
Never heard that a day in my life.
They'll say coach.
Man, he could have used 3 more years in college.
I don't even know if he had 3
I'm
more
like,
years.
damn.
I think 3 years he'd been a super duper senior.
I'm like, really? 3 more?
That's aggressive.
Cold shot. But Arians doesn't play.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't care. So Colts are getting there, but not quite there yet. Falcons are a no. Cardinals are a no. Bengals are a no. Seahawks.
They're a no.
They're a no.
They just brought in Samuel.
That's right. Buccaneers, no. They signed Baker.
They got Flaker.
Denver's a no. And then you're at Pittsburgh.
Well, that would be great.
You want Shador?
I'm going to tell you something, and I don't want you to ask me this question ever again.
What happened? Make 0 promises.
I know you won't commit. You clearly have commitment issues. I want to be better at quarterback in 2025 than they were in 2024.
Okay.
And I want a long-term quarterback option.
Okay.
So when you boil it down, do I want him in Pittsburgh? Well, I'll take him,
Mhm.
but it's conditional.
Would you prefer him or Dart?
I think they're almost the same person.
Okay. You
If
think
I
they're
had-
almost the same quarterback or the same person?
The
'Cause
same
that's different.
quarterback.
Okay.
Golly, semantics.
I'm just
please.
saying.
I feel like I'm talking to myself. Fudge.
Well, we all know that wouldn't be unusual.
Damn. Nice segment. What? My man was like, cut it out. What the world is wrong with you?
I don't know.
I do. Smoke crack, don't you?
Lean on me.
Wow. Wow. Now you guys are. I don't really need to hear from you. I'm trying to have a sports segment.
Yeah, whatever. I didn't know that was a soft spot. Talk to yourself. I didn't know that was a bad deal.
It's my fault for telling you about the 4 friends, but it's you're about to get the 4th one ODB here in a minute.
Oh, how I had to break down a goddamn unit for.
We've had some doozies.
So Jackson Darter should do her, huh?
I would lean Shador.
Okay.
But I wouldn't mind Dart.
Quick kind of a coin flip for you.
And don't put past Khan moving
out of that spot.
Yeah, he's got assets.
If he thinks, like, if he looks at Indianapolis at 14 and thinks they might pull a trigger on somebody,
yeah,
you think he goes up?
Khan will make a move.
You think if one of those 2 guys is available at 21, you think that's the pick?
Yep.
Yeah,
I do.
I think you're probably right.
I do.
You're not interested in Jalen Miller, correct?
No,
okay.
I don't. Again,
what about Tyler Shaw?
I like him more than probably you, but not as much as Severe.
So if that's like a second rounder for Shaw, you'd be interested?
And by the way, why did he get coined the draft guru? Because he likes the draft? Because he don't know poop from Shinola. Call that dude up. Nope, can't do it because he'll take Sauter's time. Although we probably should check on Severe.
Maybe a little wellness check at some point this morning.
What time is it?
It's 8:50. We could probably get him after.
Shane, call
Sautter.
Severe. Just call him now.
Just call him up.
Call him now.
Get him on.
See if he wants to get on the phone.
Get him on right now.
Yeah.
Damon, in a way, despite the way he talks, can be a little black at times.
That can't be funny the 18th time around.
No, I thought it was funny that Shane just played a Severe clip pretending like he was on the phone. I didn't think the actual content was funny.
Dude, pick up the. Did you not hear the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yeah, I'm just dialing right now.
You're just
watching. So anyway, people do like him.
Shaw?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you get him in not the first round, I think you're interested, right?
I'm not that guy.
Okay.
I think if you
like a guy, you like a guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I understand value. I'm not going to pee in your cereal like that. But at quarterback, get him when you think you can get him.
Can I ask you a question about running backs in the first round?
You're going to, because given this segment, you're going to say whatever the heck you want to.
Yeah, just this segment. This is new.
See? Just relentless.
This is totally out of character for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's the new guy? All right.
I do wonder about, because people talk about positional value and things like that. And maybe I'm thinking about it backwards. Do we have Severe?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah, bring him up.
Let's see how he's going. Michael Severe joining us. I don't know if you know this. He runs the Jet Foundation. How you doing this morning? You doing okay?
I am. How are you guys doing?
Good. Are you tired?
No, man. I didn't. And funny thing, I couldn't even sleep last night. I was at like midnight going through stuff in my head, and I don't know how much sleep. I didn't get much. I was back up at like 5, so I didn't get a ton of sleep, man. My brain was running all over the place. So now I've been running around this morning.
You did a fantastic job.
Yeah, it was a great event. I enjoyed myself. It was terrific.
But I'm glad you guys liked it. Yeah, there's always little things you can change and you can fix, but we had some interesting pronunciations last night. And it always
I wasn't going to bring it up.
It happened to be one of the our largest donors, right? So you have the biggest donor, our presenting sponsor, who is our biggest donor, who is guaranteed to come back next year, and they call the guy by the wrong first name, which is just hilarious because it's on the script. I went back and checked. And then the next 2 donors, those names too weren't great. But yeah, we got through it.
Notice I was not involved in that.
No, you were not involved in that at all.
I nailed Pachinter and I nailed Poppy. That was the hardest thing I had.
We did have the issue where they didn't want to introduce you. They just wanted you to come up.
Yeah. Now,
right,
did you?
Yeah.
Now, how awkward was that? Why would you do your boy like
know,
that?
Yeah, that was the way.
Why did you do me like
that?
that?
It was requested. It was not my idea. Just put that out there. It was not my idea. It was somebody else's idea. They wanted to move quickly, and I've been to some of them where they do that, where it's just another person comes up each time and they say, "Hey, I'm so and so," and they go on.
Yeah,
right?
Well, contrary to popular belief, black people did stick to the script. We started on time and we 6:31 and 8:31. That was pretty good.
Oh, we did. If it wasn't for the fact that for some reason, the wrong edit of Johnny's video. It was only supposed to be the punt return and the kickoff return. For some reason, we got his entire 5-minute lifetime video. So, which was fine. I was good. But yeah, we did that, put us to like 6:37 by the time that video went out. But yeah, we were on time, and for the most part, everything went well. The auction items sold. I had one particular auction item which I pushed for us having, and many people told me that we should not have it. It was the leading auction item, and we sold 2 of them. So
it was
I feel
the
pretty
first thing
vindicated.
that Ravi noticed, so I thought
Yeah.
that was cute.
I couldn't believe
I know.
I couldn't believe you found 2 copies of Mike Tyson's Punch Out. That's incredible.
You know,
Unbelievable.
the only one that didn't sell?
Mike
The only one that
Tyson's
didn't
Punch
sell?
Out.
Exactly, which I thought was the coolest one.
I told
growing
Ravi.
up playing the game.
So you know how funny you really are without even knowing. I told Ravi, I said, "What are the odds Mike Tyson's Punch Out is on the same display table as those other 2 pieces?"
I know. But yeah, those other ones, that one big one that sold, and then the guy bought a second copy. So yeah, that went okay.
You know, the Swifties will pay anything.
Yeah. You have to know your audience, bro. You have to know your audience. I know our audience, and so I knew what they wanted. And that's what they wanted. They wanted to make certain parts of America great again.
The only time I got emotional is when I wanted to say goodbye to Mike Yanni before he left. I was so encouraged that he got there. Like that was
How
incredible.
amazing is that?
How
amazing is that?
He's just a good person.
The man's had 8 heart surgeries.
He's just a good person.
8 heart surgeries, and all of them, just different things, different valves and stuff. And we went to go visit him last week, so I could run through the whole show with him. And he has a bed in his office.
Yeah, so he
A hospital
whispered
bed in his office.
He gave me
so you
the
can go
fist.
talk to
He
him.
gave me the little fist pump, and he said, "I love you." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Yep, I'm good through the weekend.
Yeah.
I don't care what
Yeah,
else
yeah.
happens. I am good through the weekend. I can make it." But why we really called you, because I don't want you to run into Sautter's time, because Lord knows this dude melted down 2 weeks ago over missing his.
Yeah,
segment.
we had a therapy session. He and I told my wife I'm the unpaid therapist in the family.
I don't even want to get him started because he's getting ready to come up. But I need you to slot the quarterbacks again real quick. And do you want a quarterback if he falls to the Saints?
No, no, hell no. No, I feel really good about my prediction of Shedeur going to the Steelers. I feel the more this goes along, that was my prediction a few weeks ago. I thought he would fall to the Steelers because once you get past, honestly,
We just went through it. It's hectic after if he gets past the Saints.
Well,
Because the Colts ain't taking him, and Robbie's trying to talk me into that. I'm
It's
like, the
hectic.
Colts ain't taking him.
It's hectic after you get past the Giants. There's only a couple teams that are even in play.
Yep. Exactly. And the Saints could be one of them, certainly, with the way it's set up. But they also, they have Spencer Rattler. They like him a little bit. Derek Carr's still on the books for 2 years. A lot of money over these next 2 years for him. You could cut him and save some, but it's still a ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't think they're going to draft a quarterback. And I don't think Shedeur is somebody they look at and they would consider to draft. I personally don't think so. But I think, obviously, it's Cam, and Shedeur's going to go before Drew Lock. I want to call him Drew Lock because he reminds me so much of Drew Lock. The quarterback, obviously, out of Ole Miss, reminds me.
You're
so
talking
much
about
of
Jackson
Drew Lock.
Dart because you don't think he's very.
It's not that. It's funny because I think in the right system, I think almost any competent quarterback can be okay. We saw that, and again, I know he's one of your guys, but we saw last year with Sam Darnold. You put him in the right system, you put the right people around him, and he can be extremely competent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can do that with people. And I believe that's the possibility for a lot of these guys. I think Jackson Dart's a guy that could be in the right system as well. I think Shedeur, if he's in the Niners system, if he's in a system that's going to make sure most of his throws are quick throws, they're under 15 yards, he can be very competent. If you make him throw down the field, that's a whole different subject. But then I think Dart is definitely the third quarterback. And then I talked about I like Tyler Shuck. I think he's a really competent guy who's very experienced, and I think seeing those quarterbacks come out last year that had a whole bunch of starts under their belt, that's going to help guys like him and encourage other teams to take him because he's got so many starts under his belt. And then it kind of it's wide open. You see guys with second-round draft grades, right? And then other teams have them with 6th-round draft grades. So think about that. A 2 to 6, that's where Will Howard is. He's a 2 to 6 right now. He goes early in the 2nd round. He can go as late as the 6th round. So I think after that, there's a whole bunch of guys that are just all mixed up in there.
All right, rapid fire, real quick.
Yeah.
Henderson or Judkins?
I think it depends on what system you're running. If you're running outside zone, then I'm definitely taking Henderson. If you want more of an all-purpose guy who is going to finish the goal line, I think it's Judkins. Henderson catches the ball better than him, too. That's another thing. And he's a little bit better pass pro.
Under 2.5 rounds for Caleb Johnson.
Ooh, I think he drops a little bit because he tested so poorly.
That's not true. He had an average 40 time.
Well, I mean, compared to what people thought he was going to. What was his 40 time?
He ran 4.5s.
That's look at all the other. How many other running backs ran ahead of him?
He said that's so slow. Listen, I'm not here for you to hating on KJ. That dude is the real deal.
I'm not. I like him, and I think definitely again another zone guy. Right? You put him in that right offense, he's going to be very good. I just think because of that depth of running backs, he's a third round guy.
All right, I'm going to give you a chance. Do you want a mulligan on your assessment of Golden?
No, not at all. No, I don't hate on the kid. He could go ahead of Ted.
You put him at 4.
I know, but I'm saying I think that because I like Abuka. I think he's going to be a great pro. I just really do. I think he's set up perfectly. The question about Golden, and I told you I loved his return game. All of that is great. We had him in the semifinals a couple years ago when he was at Houston for the Jet Award. Like him, he's great. I don't put him ahead of Abuka. I just think Abuka is going to be a great pro. And Tet has size, and he's not the guy that I'd like. And he probably goes to the Saints at 9 as much as I don't want to see that. But I just think that he's probably going to go first. And I wouldn't be surprised if Golden goes second. I wouldn't have him up there.
All right. I just wanted to encourage you this morning and tell you did a fantastic job. Even though you got mad at me during rehearsal, I was just trying to lighten the mood.
Hey, you should have heard me from the table, man. I was just ripping on you guys for not following parts of the script and making stuff up as you were going along and adding new names. My wife was like, shit. I'm like, shit, nothing. That's not what it says in the script. Let's just move on. Let's go. But, yeah, we did okay.
Appreciate you. Great event. Appreciate it. Glad you're alive and well this morning. We'll talk soon, okay?
See you, buddy.
We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Thank you.
We're going to go right into our
He wanted to say love you.
We love you too, Michael.
He didn't say we.
Royal we. Let's go right into our guy, Mike Sautter, Hurrdat Sports, NAB Preps, who I sat with last night at the Jet Awards. What's up, Sautter?
I was shocked
that he came.
I didn't mean to be all weird, but I kind of rubbed his back. Was I a little weird in being surprised at seeing you last night, or were you cool with that?
Nah, we're just all about loving people today, this morning. So it's great.
Oh, we got snarky Jerome. That's awesome.
Hey.
Love
it has been a week. You know, like unlike Ravi, I do like children, particularly mine. But man, they've been on spring break, and so I have not taken the week off.
Yeah. So what days were you really off the grid?
Not really at all.
Why did everybody tell me don't bother him?
No, I was going to.
Sasha told me that.
I was going to totally be just take the week. I need a reset after basketball season, and then I realized the transfer portal is open, and so I had to work a little bit of that. But we did. I mean, I've taken liberties this week to spend some quality time with my children, but they need to take their ass back to school next week. You know that.
Well, and we got
this dude parented for 3 days and he's spent.
Tap. Get me out of here.
Man. No,
meanwhile, my little terror's rolling in the room this morning at 3:10 because she's got a cough, stays up till 5 and still fighting over going to school. This little girl's nuts, man.
Is that what you at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Yes. Okay. No, it was 3:18 and then 5:12 or something like that. Yes,
we've got okay, so Monday, Tuesday, we took a overnight trip to Kansas City. Fun, did the whole Science City thing, which they love. It's awesome.
That's how you wound up at Q39. I didn't.
Yeah. Oh God.
I'm telling you though, that brisket. I like Q39 for some things. I don't love them like everybody else. That brisket looked a little sus. But you said it was pretty tender.
It was okay. It wasn't the best I've ever had. I will say Jack Stack's brisket, the one on the plaza, not the other.
Yeah, but you mess with sauce though.
I do like sauce on brisket. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That struck me as odd.
The ribs were amazing, though.
Hey, did you do your own design or did they?
No, they did that. I didn't touch
Okay,
it.
that was a little weird. Like they acted like it was for a presentation. I was like, not do that to my meat.
The ribs were very good, though.
They
Like,
look fire.
Oh, I mean, and then I showed you a picture I was done. The bone just fell off the bone. They were amazing.
Yeah,
So,
it was kind of weird. I looked to see if there was any gnawing action, but it was probably more sliding. There was no meat left.
no, just straight. Yep, slid right
Some
off.
people don't like that though.
Really?
Yeah, some people don't like the fall off the bone, and competitions go back and forth over whether it's off the bone. Some people like a little bite. So those are your go-tos for barbecue? Like
Ribs, brisket's my number one go-to. I'm a brisket guy, number one, and then ribs and then it's like pulled pork or pulled chicken, probably. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. I'm also not a like burn-ins guy because I don't.
Oh, that's my. So if good burn-ins, that's numero uno.
I don't like fatty stuff, so like that's my.
I'll mess around with a hot link every once in a while too.
I don't hate you for that.
Like I like a hot link.
Brisket is way down the list.
So here's my problem.
It's just because good brisket is
that's
untouchable.
But so many people
It's
mess up
almost
brisket.
impossible to do good brisket.
So many people mess up brisket and they make it so dry.
Are you a subtle smoke or pretty decent smoke flavor guy?
I'm pretty decent. Like
I like pretty decent too, and a lot of people's brisket tastes like pot roast.
And yes, and brisket, the juicier the better, right? And man, now that I think about it, it was pretty dry the other day.
So I wasn't gonna hate, right?
No, it's fine.
And because I hate when you post a picture and somebody's like, "Oh, all you need is such and such."
That doesn't look good.
It was giving me the dry vibe.
It was a little dry. That's why I kept dipping it in the sauce, I guess.
Yeah,
normally I wouldn't do that. So I also was anyway. So
do you like so now this is neat because we're on the road all the time together. Let's be friends. How cool is it?
On the road again?
Or maybe it's not cool. We're trying to win games, so you can like slap me and be like, DB, what about being competitive? How cool is it though to see Price and Will after our ETG days back in Lincoln? Like, would you have ever thought?
No, no. I mean, honestly, Will Cooper,
Price Sanford.
Yeah, Will Cooper. No, I honestly wouldn't have thought that. I mean, it is kind of cool, like seeing those guys just kind of grow up and like watching them play, and then they're both now going to be playing together, I guess, again, and it brought back like the memory of Price. Well, God, dang it, like. There was like a couple trips of memory that I don't want to go into. One in particular that was south of here, but Will has gotten so much better. The problem with Will that people are like, oh, like poo-pooing him a little bit, maybe that like junior year made like injury, senior year injury, like during the high school season. So a lot of people haven't seen him really play. And if you look at him, just watching film and stuff, his body's changed. He's always was tough, Will Cooper, but his ability to shoot a little bit. And then finally, after like the season got going and the end of the year, he started playing more, and you can look at that in the numbers. Do I think he's going to be Bryce Williams? No. But they don't have one of those right now anyway.
That's good.
So
their record, these their single season scoring guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like they need to find like a dog, like a
scrappy big, right?
Yeah, like they need some toughness, because right now everything is built around rink mass if you look at it. So Sanford, Asian, Will Cooper can shoot.
Even Kendall Blue.
Yeah, Kendall Blue can shoot. Kendall Blue is also tough and athletic, really tough and athletic.
I like the fact that I got to watch him in person so I kind of get a feel for his real size and how he likes to play. He's got good physicality to his game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I watch him at Baxter, and then I watched him in the Summit League tournament too. And like he's a nice, solid, tough guy. Like he's he's not like they've had that punch, and there's just something going to be missing there a little bit. So, but listen, they should be able to shoot the crap out of it with the roster that they put together right now. Need a point guard, right? Like, I don't know if Jamarcus is like the one guy,
but
like,
it's a good option because he can shoot,
right?
And I think when you can initiate offense with Rink,
mm-hmm.
you're okay. Like we've seen Creighton kind of do that without a vintage sometimes.
Yeah, I just think Creighton has a much better idea of what they're trying to be offensively.
I know, that's right. So it's hard to just like say, oh, he could be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Baylor were able to kind of take that up because they knew exactly what the offense should look like, whereas
neither one would you'd call a true point.
Yeah, and I don't know that we've gotten to that point with a Fred Hoiberg offense yet.
No, and Jamarcus, frankly, Jamarcus is like he fits 100% culturally. They know what they're getting with Jamarcus. Jamarcus is a great dude. Like he's a great guy, nice and fun, and the guys like him. So it's just a matter of like. They didn't get anything out of the point guard position this past year. So I don't know what the expectations shouldn't be real high anyway right now. So like they really struck out kind of if you think about it. So
now's our time to talk, boys, too, because we've teased this whole Huss thing
we haven't got
for the
to it.
last couple of weeks and where he may land. Like if I gave you Jerome Sautter, I haven't even given this to young L3 over here. Over under 1.5 for Coach Mack to be the head coach of Creighton. You would take
the over by a half.
I think I'm under.
You think one and done?
Yep.
Yeah. I think it's two. It definitely won't be like. It won't be like deep into the 2020s here. Like,
what would you take? 1.5.
I think it's more likely 1 than 3, but I'd probably 2. So I would take the over. But if that
was almost a Shane answer.
I know. I'm gonna walk around.
Shane, do you feel validated?
Man, Shane, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I think it's probably over. I do think it's probably 2. But if you really put it at 2.5,
put the screws to you,
I'm definitely taking the under. I don't think it's 3.
So I
think 2 max.
That has to be. I mean, that has to be a heck of a deal for him to leave High Point, where he knew he was going to have better players than everybody. This is a Mac thing. It's a total Mac thing.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. So I would tell you, and I know this was maybe like rumored for a while. So when I was in Providence. High Point played in Providence and they played Purdue. And I was like, okay, there's the Creighton connections here. So I went out like on the court 1.5 hours before the game, just because what was I going to do? Like sit in the hotel room and do nothing. So I'm like, nah, I'm going to go watch this. So I talked to Coach Huss for, I don't know, probably 10 minutes. We were just talking about, Duchenne, where his daughters went and when they lived in Omaha and how much he loved Omaha and all that. And I was like, like Creighton needs an assistant. They should have this guy's like the coach and waiting person. I kind of heard a little bit. I was like, yeah, this makes too much sense. One played there. Mac loves him. He's a high level recruiter. Like
that's the thing. So that's the thing that
yes, he is.
like,
most excited about is I feel like he genuinely gives Creighton an opportunity to elevate to that next plane.
Dude gets fellas,
players.
And
stylistically, the way he likes to coach, I think fits what Creighton likes to do. And
dude, he gets fellas. You don't have to worry about that.
There was a time that D-Rock was probably tabbed by a lot of people as the guy. Huss feels like a very natural Coach Mack's successor more than a Creighton successor, like Coach Mack's successor. And he's got obviously the Creighton ties as well. I'm thrilled about this, but you're right. Like that dude recruits his ass off.
Now, he was the look at when he was at La Luminaire, like he was their head coach there. He's a high level recruiter. Just look at what he did when he was there. There's a reason why Creighton brought him from La Luminaire, the prep school, to Creighton. Like, just go back and look at that, and his team's there.
Pretty filthy.
Yeah. Like he would have had options on
I
who
mean,
he wanted to bring back.
it's pretty filthy.
But Huss is I'm thrilled about Huss. And not that I'm excited for Coach Mack to go, but at some point we knew this time was closer than it was further away. I'm glad that because I do think there's a world in which if they can't figure out the timing on this, there's a world in which either Mack feels like he has to retire too early to get the guy he wants to succeed him, or they miss out on the right guy in Huss. Like if you don't play this just right. So I'm thrilled that it's working.
And it's easy for Huss. It's easier for Huss to make this move as a coach in waiting than it is to come over from Missouri or
Yeah.
Some other power.
And you think about D-Rock, like look at the guys that would be in that Creighton family, right? Yeah. Like D-Rock got his big job. Like he's good. He's pretty good at Indiana right now.
Lutz got his big job.
Yeah. So like you have those guys that you were in that conversation forever. And Huss is the guy that, frankly, should have been hired by somebody.
Let's just go through this just super quick. Mm-hmm. Sellers is killing it at Central Connecticut. Yep. Lutz got his job. Huss has got his job. DeVries has got his job. Mm-hmm. And quietly, if Murphy is a year later with NIL and the NCAA and frivolous,
he'd have a job. Yeah.
He'd have his job too.
I think he still will.
Because you could make the case. I don't want to speak for Mac, and I don't know if he would ever say this. It's kind of like Petito picking his best option quarterback. Mm-hmm. I'm not so sure P. Murph wouldn't be his number one overall assistant. When you talk about skill development, drills, recruiting,
I think him and Huss are 1A, 1B in some order, and I'm not going to choose the order.
So, and I mean, he was kind of in purgatory, but now he's in the
for a few years. Now he's at Alabama.
The coaching tree is sick.
Yeah,
and Ryan Miller now has a head coaching job.
Yeah,
right. The thing about Murphy was, you're right, Damon. Like if it was a year or two later, nothing. Him walking into
Mac
room,
would have to fight to keep. He'd be making.
Yeah,
have to fight to keep him.
Mm-hmm. Like just from a money standpoint, like he would be making as an assistant, because Preston is a great recruiter, and there's a reason why Latrell Wrightsell Jr. is at Alabama, and it's not because
telling you, like this is the skill development, his drill work. Mm-hmm. Like ask Mitch, just ask some of the guys
really good
about Murph's his development.
Yeah. I mean, look at the guy through while he was here.
Hey, speaking of Mitch Ballock, like you want to talk about a guy that I'm surprised hasn't had a latch on as an assistant for somebody somewhere.
I have a sneaky man crush.
Oh, I love Mitch
Ballock. I want him to stay close as long as possible.
Well, maybe that's like maybe in 2 years, then Mitch will get elevated to an assistant or something. Like,
yeah, because he's got one more year left on the GA, so let him finish his master's and then get a assistant job. It works out.
Yeah. Look at you guys.
We're just planning out Mitch's life. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Team Ballock.
I love him.
He's great.
Me too, man. Hey, so Jerome, what's on? Are you surprised that Nebraska rebuilt their roster so fast over Zoom? And when do we get an assistant coaching hire announced?
Well, the dead period, it starts today, right? Or after today, the weekend or something. So, I mean, the assistant coaching job has to happen like
next week.
Like, yeah, I mean, it has to happen soon. I'm not really surprised because, like, look at the guys they've got. Price Sanford, they had previous relationship with. Will Cooper, previous relationship with. Kendall Blue, probably not that deep of a previous relationship, but some sort of. Central Michigan guy out of nowhere, don't know. Like,
so we have a name for him. We're just calling him Oogie right now.
Yeah, I'm calling him the Oogie Boogie Man, but DB's calling him Oogie.
Well, he's going to be the backup center, hopefully. So, or he's going to be the 4.
What do you do with Verghese?
Do you want to go play in Europe or something? See you.
I said home.
I don't think either one of you are very kind. That's fine.
No, I'm just not a huge fan, like, to be completely of his basketball, like of the way he plays. I'm just not. It's hard for me. It is really hard for me to like watch traveling and throwing the ball out of bounds and you foul someone clearly and you look to the bench and like throw your hands up, like the body language stuff.
We're not near as aggressive with when our football guys don't play well. But boy, will we hammer hoopers.
It's just my Nebraska men's basketball is my primary beat, and like
we call football players by numbers, or we like secretly crush them. Hey,
these dudes are getting paid. You can talk. I don't care.
We don't say, look, man.
It depends on if we like them or not. Like, I've heard of plenty of football guys get absolutely crushed, and it just depends on how much we like them coming in or not.
I'll ride with that.
Like, we're not going to crush Dylan the same way we crush Berkay because we like Dylan. We still think Dylan can be good. But like, how do people talk about Cam Jurgens for 4 years?
I was real nice to Cam Jurgens for 4 I've always been a Cam Jurgens guy. But
Pro Bowlers are still making snap jokes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're hard on everybody.
Hey, Mike. I don't even like saying that. Mike. How about the praise that Coach E.J. Barthel gave Connor Booth? Did that catch you off guard?
A little bit. This early, right? Like a little bit this early, because I thought that he'd be playing fullback actually. So that's just my opinion. Because he's just in high school, they did not run the ball outside of the tackles at all. Very rarely. And if he did, he kind of bounced it out. So I just didn't know he had that like a little bit of shiftiness to him. I didn't know it because he just ran over people. He's a tremendous athlete, though. Connor Booth is a tremendous athlete.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get the opportunity to play baseball, which was part of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And slowly but surely, his body is transforming a little bit, because he wasn't like, he's just a thick guy. He's shaping a little bit.
That's good, because I think he needs to kind of, I don't even know if trim down. It just needs to like not be so heavy in places.
Barthel he's fairly, I don't know, he's not real loose with his lips when it comes to praise.
Yeah.
Is he gonna be like special teamy guy first? Like get on.
I don't know, but he's gonna get reps without Parker practicing.
That's true. I just don't know if I don't know if it. I just don't see it translating early for Connor.
Do you remember how easy the discussion was or wasn't? I know we had 2 calls over this for the Mr. Football. Was Kaliga pretty easy?
Yeah, for me it was.
Okay, I remember it being fairly easy.
Yeah, it was not close. Like I think we all just we had a harder time cutting down the semifinalists than the winner.
Oh yeah, that was the back and forth call.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Kaliga one was I think that was about as slam dunk as you kind of got.
Easier than last year, right?
Yeah, because last year was
Caleb and
Carter and Caleb and
Carter wasn't in the last part of the discussion though.
I thought he was.
That was a Caleb and Anthony thing down the stretch.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Also, okay, I'm looking at comments. Hey man, like fans are fans. It's so wild. Like,
what did you see?
No, like this whoever Hot Danger is. First of all, use your real name.
I like him, man.
Y'all don't crush the horrible Creighton bench or power forwards.
He is tough though. Like he's not just gonna roll over.
I mean, I literally was told that a Creighton coach no longer listens to the show because I'm so mean to the program. So like, I don't know what people are talking about here.
Why does everybody on my man Hot Danger?
Because he's got short memory. How many times did I crush him and be like, hey, stop playing Mason Miller? How many times did I say that?
Is Hot Danger the good piece of cheese?
Yeah, he's your good piece of cheese. Yeah, he's Worm in Rounders. That's your Worm.
Let me tell you guys something. Because I still have the Kenny Pomeroy pulled up.
I apologize.
Nebraska. So there's 300 and how many Division I basketball programs in the country?
31.
356.
52?
Something, whatever. Nebraska in non-steal turnover percentage for the entire season finished 242nd in non-steal turnovers. Do you want to know the main reason why they were 242nd in non-steal turnovers in the country? Berkay Buchtenjel.
Wow. Jeez,
Just
Jerome.
throwing that thing around.
Wow. It's like, what are we doing? What are we? You set all that up for just a 2-word scud. That was very childish, Jerome.
You want to see a dead body?
I had the facial expression was just straight deadpan after I said it for about 10 seconds. So feel good about that.
Daniel?
Yeah.
Amazing Daniel said anybody that makes up a nickname about themselves are the worst. Says Amazing Daniel.
Yeah. Baseball and track today. Hey, but as far as high school sports are concerned, baseball, a lot of baseball today and tomorrow. Track, Miller South invite. There's some track stuff. And the Metro Soccer tournament, Metro Conference Soccer tournament is going on today and tomorrow. And the finals will be on Monday at Omaha South. Girls at 5:30 and boys at 7:15 or 7:30 or something.
Right, so you're back at it?
I don't know about today. Maybe I'll go to some baseball tomorrow, but I'll definitely be Monday. Yeah.
All right. Where are the sales on the digital fast food apps? You got anything good?
Duncan.
Know who you need to download?
Duncan.
You need to take a look at Arby's.
Really?
Yeah.
They have the meats, I heard.
Do you mess with Arby's?
I do I only like the regular roast beef sandwich.
There's a lot of like BOGOs.
Really?
And some random days you can just get a free roast beef sandwich. Yeah.
I got a deal yesterday. Buy one, get one free shoes for my kids yesterday. I went shopping with them.
Buy one, get one free shoes?
Buy one, get one 50% off. Sorry, not free. Yeah.
They just got free shoes out here?
Sorry, not free. 50% off. And then I went to the grocery store that I prefer because it's, 4 blocks from my house yesterday. And then I woke up today. I'm like, dang it. I got to go back today because the sale today on a couple of things that I enjoy.
Yeah, my guy, so I got a buddy, Boyce, who gives me like digital coupons. So, and these people wonder why I grocery shop 3 times a week, just small stuff. It's because I have to wait for the sales to hit, man.
Yeah, you can't. Now Hot Danger called me a jerk. He shouted my screen name like you know me and hate me. He didn't even spell my name right. Hey, if you're going to call me out and
Jerome, I'm going to need you to focus.
You want me to do that with my real name? Pass, you jerk. Call me a jerk. I've been called worse, so it's fine. But spell my name right next time if you want to call me out publicly. Thanks. It's on the screen right there, too.
Look, I'm just telling you, the stream is wild. You have to be able to do it.
I'm not.
I mean, it is real time.
I'm not putting a comment there. Comments off.
Hey, you need to be at the Benson Track Invite.
Benson Track Invite is also today. I forgot about that. Thank you, Mr. Jones.
And Mrs.
Yes. And I'm probably not going to be at any high school event today because I need to do some yard work. And
we got it. We literally have a fight in the stream. Rico is like encouraging Jerome to be a jerk, knowing he's fully capable of lighting this whole thing
That's
up.
because Rico just roots for chaos.
Oh, does he?
Oh, yeah.
He seems so nice.
Yeah, I know. That's how he gets you.
Is it?
He's an agent of chaos.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, I'm good. I'm just
How
saying.
did him and Austin function together?
We don't know yet. It's early.
Jerome, I want you to take some deep breaths.
I'm fine.
People talk reckless in here.
Hey, I'm more than fine. Trust me. I'm just saying, I use your screen name. So what? Move on. Whatever. All right.
Jerome.
Hey, just like Kendrick says, it's gonna be all right.
Hey,
new music today. Any new music come out today? I don't really listen to new music.
Probably got stuff on the playlist.
Hey, let me tell you guys something about Shane. Last night at the company party, he was so disappointed he did not win the raffle for the 89.7 The River 30th anniversary concert tickets. He was like,
Sautter, you know,
I was gonna cry.
Who did win?
What'd you say?
You know who did win?
No. Oh, you did. Ravi did.
Go give him the Shane.
I'll think about it. I don't have them.
Damn.
It's like one of the only things I wanted. I was like, I'm one of the only people old enough here that actually remembers any of these bands.
So Shane does.
Does that mean I have to be nice and have the mics on and not have them?
You mean do your job?
And not have them crossed and all that stuff?
Yeah, if you do your job correctly for the next couple of months, you got a shot.
Jerome, did you get a chance to get any of the food? I'm so disappointed.
What do you mean?
At their cold at my table at the Jet Awards, and all this good food was here.
The chocolate cake was amazing.
At the Jet Awards?
Yeah.
I hate chocolate. I'm out. I'm talking about the food here.
Whoa.
I do. I haven't had it in I don't know how many years. 30.
Really?
Oh, it's awful.
It was good.
Well, the cake was pretty good.
The cake was good.
You guys like chocolate.
I don't.
Mine wasn't bad. And
I don't eat it like you do. It's not my go-to by far.
Hey, I asked you a question. Did you eat here? Do you like? Are you?
Did I eat here? Where's here?
At the sports bar.
I ate at the Jet Award.
Okay. All right. I want you to have a good rest of the day.
Hey, like Eric B. and Rakim once said, I ain't no joke.
Hey, should I give Vrzal a hard time about his blazer last night or no?
He wears it all the time. It's a Scott Green blazer thing.
I like it.
He looked like a bald leprechaun.
I like the blazer.
You got a problem with bald people?
No, you look good, man.
2 rings.
Shut up.
Sautter, we'll see you later.
All right, Jerome.
Going on.
Hey, you guys have a great effing day. I almost said it, but I didn't.
Thank you.
We had a 0 F-bomb Mike Sautter segment. Get him off the screen, Shane. Get him off the screen.
He would have dropped it. What a nut job.
We'll be back.
Why are you people so unkind?
What do you mean, you people?
Him and you and Jerome. And
who am I unkind to?
You guys gaslit my guy Hot Danger. You got Amazing Daniel telling jokes.
I didn't say anything about.
TK is just going to clean up the messes.
I don't. Oh, he's going to prosecute us, whoever commits a crime here first. I didn't do anything to Hot Danger. I just set him straight on me not being hard on Creighton.
Damn, tough crowd.
If you listen to certain people, I hate Creighton. I'm harder on Creighton than everybody. Low-key, I might be the biggest Creighton fan in the media, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. Apparently, I'm mean. That's DB. I'm Ravi. More Hurrdat Sports Live coming next. And they don't listen to my show anymore.
Honestly, just being present in each pitch, not trying to think 1 or 2 pitches ahead or even thinking like, okay, let's strike this girl out here and get out of this. Truly just staying in each pitch because I didn't have to strike him out. I could have rolled a ground ball and let the defense work, and that was kind of my approach, is just be in this pitch and just stick to my normal process.
Man, as you see this transfer portal generation, like you'll see guys like legit transfer 3 to 4 times and just trying to find their home, like at their fourth school. Like, this is my second school. That shows my loyalty. Like, if I'm comfortable with you, if I'm comfortable with coaching staff, the environment, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be all in everything. That's what Nebraska, is for me. I call this my home. Like, my first year, it was kind of rough because I never knew what Nebraska was. Midwest, I'm a Southern kid, so 20 hours away from the crib. So, it's kind of a new environment, kind of a new feel for me. But once I got, comfortable, once I settled down, actually okay, I actually could be myself out here, and people gonna love that. That's when stuff started getting fun for me. So the loyalty of this being here and finishing out my college career, 3 years here, like, I couldn't ask for anything else. I wouldn't be nowhere else. I don't think I would love to go anywhere else because in the day you can't ask for a better head coach. You can't ask for better teammates. Like I said, a better fan base. I'm pretty sure we got one of the best fan bases in the nation.
Aspirations can drive us. Sometimes a simple gesture is what fuels the pursuit of a dream. When it's time to make your dream a reality, we are here to help. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
We're back here on Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union, and reminding you, when choosing where to bank, find a financial institution that takes the time to understand you, your needs, your journey, your goals, your family, the whole thing. Whether you're just starting out, looking to buy a new home, in need of a new vehicle, your needs deserve to be met. And at Centris Federal Credit Union, you'll find the products, services, and most importantly, the expertise to support you throughout your financial journey. So no matter what your goals may be, Centris is where you are. Federally insured by NCUA and an equal housing lender. Check them out at centrisfcu.org. DB.
Yes, sir.
We doing okay?
No, I'm fine.
Are you a little shooketh?
No.
You had flabbergasted?
You had a couple bad stretches.
Who, me?
And
gotta
then
keep watering the bamboo.
I thought I was killing it.
You're killing me.
I mean, you got real out of pocket with the Masters there a minute ago.
Oh, that was.
Hey, I'm tripping. I'm slacking.
Are you guys from the same place?
I don't know. I didn't see who it was.
The amateur, Batia.
Batia? Sounds like one of mine. He looked Southern Indian.
I'm glad you didn't say what you said as I was walking out the door. Because he'd have to sign off on that.
No, he looked like he was more Southern. I believe Batia is more of a Southern Indian surname as well. So.
Yeah, 2 under as an amateur.
Yeah.
Amateur.
Get after it.
Are you excited about the team you put together?
I am. Yeah, I'm a little worried about John Rahm right now.
It looks. Yesterday, you looked like $1 million till Rory went to bed.
If Rory had stayed at like -3, -4, that'd been real cool. I can take him being even today because I think he'll bounce back. But my guy,
big Sunday meaningless top 10 come from behind guy.
Oh, I love a backdoor cover.
Hey Shane, is Rose? Do you think built for a finish? Because he's got the record for 5 times he's been the leader in the first round.
If you can get that,
he passed Jack yesterday.
Well,
Jack had done it 4. Why are you laughing?
It's kind of funny. Rory off to a good start, -1 today.
Oh man, knock it off.
Connors hanging tough at -4, as is my guy Ludwig.
Sarah Connor. My guys are not.
QBA says Rose will collapse.
How about Jason Day? glad I picked him.
Oh, your picks have been fire.
I don't know what you're talking about. Akshay Bhatia is from the U.S. He's got the American flag next to his name.
That's fine. It's the same thing you'd say. Well, I was born here.
I was born here.
Well,
right down the street at Children's. Just in case anybody's listening that isn't sure about that, I was born here.
Cam Smith looks good, Shane.
I got the passport and everything.
I mean, you're looking okay.
Yeah,
That's all.
I need Mark Howe to make a move.
I'll say he's got Scotty, right?
Yes, he
So
does.
Scotty's in good shape.
He's got Xander. How about Xander bogeying 3 consecutive holes and rolling in a 60-footer?
Dude, golf is weird.
That thing wet.
A 60-footer, old Shoffley just bottoms out.
Golf is weird, man.
I don't know how people do it.
I don't either. I find it very frustrating.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I also I'll play 9.
Do you like how my guy right now, Vrzal Torres, who I didn't want, who I was riding with my guy JB, is currently behind the cut line, even though he has yet to tee off.
Yeah, he's hanging out with my guy John Rahm.
Yeah, +2 may not cut it.
Didn't you want Brooks too?
I did.
Yeah, the projected cut is now up to +1.
I know what it is, Ravi. What I just tell you?
I'm just letting you know.
That's fine.
I don't appreciate that.
So you got your guy. Well, a couple of Shane's guys are in trouble.
Mine are not. I only have one.
Yeah.
Wyndham Clark's in trouble.
Xander Shoffley's a little bit. He's right on the cut line. That's one of Shano's, right? And then
Trying to put me in a bad mood or what?
Hideki Matsuyama is right on the cut line.
So he missed a shorty on the comeback yesterday on like 14
Shot A.
and never recovered.
And then he's got Finau below the cut line. Shane, you might be in some trouble, bud.
You got bad news? What do you got?
I'm flirting. John Rahm's flirting with it. He doesn't tee off he should have about right now. He'll tee off pretty soon here. He's probably on his first hole.
Is that not to be confused with Rat now? What now? You said Rat. How did you pronounce that again?
Who?
Well, don't look at me like I'm speaking Portuguese. It was
Finau?
you the one that.
Finau?
No, you said Rat.
No, I said Rahm, John Rahm.
No, you said Rat now.
Oh, right now.
Well, that's how normal people would say it. I don't know what you said.
Jim Harbaugh?
What do you mean by that?
Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh?
You said Harbaugh.
Big Jim Harbaugh guy?
I can't recreate what you said, but it was incorrect.
Allegedly. Speaking of which, okay, we love Michael Severe. We gave him. He had all of his.
You gave him his flowers. Now you about to go pee in his garden?
Not his necessarily.
That is so. This is so you.
Here's the problem.
This is so you.
So here's where it really got me. Okay, we've kind of given people a hard time over the last couple days about not being able to pronounce a certain former volleyball coach's name correctly.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
So Coach Kirsten Bernthal Booth, got an award last night for the Mentor of the Year. Well deserved.
I had to do the introduction.
I know you did a great job. You said her name correctly every time.
Thank you.
The video presenting her name.
I knew
Did not have it right.
I want to say something. I feel like I should call Seviere back.
I'm just saying.
I said, Michael, did you check the script? Yeah, we're good. He's nervous. He wants to do well.
You sent me a picture.
He's a huge, and you know how he thinks of her.
Yeah.
Like he was probably he wasn't the first, but he was all
Early
in.
adopter.
Early wanting her on the radio.
Yeah, early adopter.
Okay. So
she's good on air too.
She's fantastic.
We should get her.
She's fantastic.
Yeah.
So, and I said this once too. I said she may have passed. This is terrible. She passed Ed, but Ed's not that's not what he does.
Yeah.
Right.
He's more of an in-person chop it up guy.
I put her in the Mac talk because when we get
there's a reason
Mac lets me talk to him. Like I like having Mac on.
That's how I feel about Flan. I love having Flan.
So, but he's a given.
Yeah. Get Flan's the best.
He's a given.
He's the best.
So I kind of put him by himself.
He's like his own category.
Yeah, that's a guy that I see in public, and he's probably wanting to watch his kids play or something. And I'll take 20 minutes of his time just wasting time talking about life.
Flan's outstanding.
I
love that.
He's like the GOAT.
I barely know him. You know how you are? Is like, hey, I like that guy way more than he likes me. I definitely like Flan way more than he likes me because I don't know if he knows who I am.
So I remember we had her on. This was years ago, and I go, you know what? I don't think she passed Mac, but she was certainly right there.
Neck and neck. Yeah.
Certainly right there.
So I actually got to talk to her a lot when I was doing stuff at the former life because I did a lot of Creighton stuff. So I would talk to her pretty frequently on some of the Creighton shows that I would do. And so I got to interview her a lot and just like had a huge appreciation for her. But like, here's the thing about video, DB. I don't know if you know this.
I gotta finish the story after you tell me this.
Since it's not live, you can go back and get it.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of a disagreement.
Okay.
And I went with him because he can talk to me in such a way where he gives me the inkling that he's right.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Hey, did you hear that?" And he said, "Yes." I double checked. So I didn't bat an eye.
It was not right.
I kept.
It wasn't. I'm just.
It was so stressful. I blame me. I'm gonna eat it.
Okay. How are you gonna take this?
Because I could have clapped back.
You weren't narrating it.
I could have clapped back though, because it did. I gave in.
Yeah, it wasn't right.
I gave in.
It wasn't right.
Sometimes you got to just give in, David.
Shut your face.
I turned,
mean, with
Anna and I turned to each other immediately, and we're just like, "Oh God."
Her body language says it all.
would've-
She wears the she
face.
wears her thoughts on her face.
If you would have brought that up earlier, that segment would still be going on.
Probably.
I'm just,
Probably.
it's an award winner. Pretty, he probably won't get that right.
I'm sorry.
And listen, live, it's live. I understand because you can misspeak, right?
Mhm.
The fact that it was on the video got me. And listen, Michael does an incredible job. I love that event. We already waxed poetic about the cause. Listen, I'm fair and balanced here. I know that was your old thing, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Like, you got to give the other side of the coin.
Good pool.
Got to give the other.
We're out here.
Got to give the other side of the coin. Shano, let's take a super quick break here and get to Verz as we wrap up the show. Wrap up the week here
geez, he's gonna be pissed.
Hurrdat Sports.
No,
Live.
listen. I don't. I suggest we don't.
Just
take
go
a break.
straight to him.
Yeah, I suggest we don't.
All right,
take
let's
a
go
break.
straight to him. Sorry, Shano, that's on me.
Nah, this dude is gonna be.
Let's get straight to our guy here, Matt Vrzal,
I didn't-
former
I didn't-
Husker, owner of Pisons. I didn't see he was in here already.
I didn't even look at the clock.
I apologize. I didn't see he was in here. Verz, how are you this morning?
What is up, fuckers?
We had some people in the chat clamoring that we didn't get an F-bomb from Sautter, so I'm glad you came through.
Yeah, I sent you a message in the chat, in the studio chat.
All right. Are you now chat? Are you now chatty Cathy?
We have
in here,
a studio
Verz?
chat.
I don't know. I sent one in there.
I don't even know how to get in there.
Just fired off an old scud.
Shane probably saw it.
Did you use your real name? Matthew Bartholomew Vrzal?
Nope, Aloysius, I did not.
Child. Hey,
You're
nice
the one that said it.
nice coat last night, by the way. I hear that's your go-to Scott blazer. Who got you that?
Me.
Which thrift store? What?
I didn't
They
think
sell
about
that like new, like in 20.
That is brand new.
Really?
Where'd
you get that?
That's a word ceremony Scott jacket.
You couldn't even say it with a straight face. You're looking over there like somebody's in your office. Nobody's
No, I
over
was
there.
looking- somebody knocked on the door and I was looking for that.
All right, what do we got? How many do we have in today?
We're about to put the third in here for a second, but yeah, no, my jacket's awesome. I get a lot of compliments on that jacket.
I actually really like the jacket.
I think people are just afraid to tell you the truth that you look like a giant bald leprechaun.
The level listen, if we're going to talk about outfits, let's slow down there.
Hey,
I don't know whose
I
grandpa, I don't know
feel
whose
like I
grandpa you got
appreciate
your outfit from, but I got a lot of compliments on mine.
What do you say? Wait. What'd you say, numbnuts? Yeah, put that dip in and simmer down.
You started. If you want to go, I'll throw.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine. It was good to see your guy's kind of yoked too, man. He must like the weight room. Kaliga.
Listen, my guy, I went over there probably 2-3 weeks ago to work the lineman out in the morning, one morning. And I'm kind of walking up to the field. I got my own parking spot back there. I just made my own parking spot. And so I'm looking, I'm like, who is on the field? And so I look out, Deuce is out running, like agility. He had a game the night before, like played a baseball game, got up, beat me there. I got there at 7. So he was probably there at 6, just out on the field, pitch black, running by himself. Nobody else, not doing nothing, just Deuce doing Deuce stuff.
Shoot, man, I gave him a hug. I was like, yep, I need to go back down in the basement, man, get another set in or something.
Oh yeah, he'll put work in. He's DJ got one. Like DJ got a guy that'll, if it doesn't work out for them there, and I think it will, but it won't be from lack of effort. He will work.
Yeah, I told him, I actually showed Kaliga the text when it was posted. I said, you got one there. Twitchy, mean-spirited, can high point a ball, he's fast. Like, I don't – and his family seems so nice. I'm trying to figure out where he got that edge from.
The nicest human beings like you will ever meet. I don't know if his mother or father have had a bad day. I sat with his sister and brother-in-law at the thing. She held until I think this year she held the mile record at Scott. So I mean, they're fantastic people, and it's really cool to see Joe go out and do what he did and have him win that award, which is unbelievably cool. But just because of how good of people they are.
Yeah, I loved hearing him reference Van Dyke too.
Yeah,
I'm a big Van Dyke guy, and, so that was cool.
But he not stupid. Like Van Dyke's gonna go to Iowa Western, and so a couple years down the road, that may still be like, hey, buddy, you remember me? Like we played catch a lot.
It was cool. It was cool to see Stroh representing too, man. He's obviously with Weegin's success and him coming from Iowa Western, but I like how Stroh makes himself visible. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. I mean, and it was a great event. Kudos to everybody that did it and put it on. It was my first time ever being there, so it was cool.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the event for sure. Just for the record, I like the blazer Verz. I don't know. DB's like fashion police over here wasn't.
That's not true. It just caught me off.
Haters will hate. That's just what it is.
I thought your hair looked great. I complimented you.
Always does. See, and this is after what he don't want to tell you. Okay, is I'm at the event and I walk in. Now this is how he treats me. Okay, I walk in. I'm gonna let him acknowledge someone else first before he and I dab up. But as I look at my guy, I notice like a couple of his hairs on the front have kind of crept up. They're like going this way.
Yours?
And so then he gets mad. He gets mad because I don't dab him up immediately. It's like, oh, it's like this. Well, I ain't coming back to you. I was like, well, that's fine. I'm going to lean in your ear. I'm going to tell you your hair is jacked up and fix it before you go on stage. Because regardless of how you treat me, I will always be good to you. Damon,
okay.
So you know what's
does that verbatim how that all happened?
You're only missing one thing.
What's that?
Didn't know. You're like looking at the top of my head, and I wanted to come in for a hug, and you gave it pause. So I was
pointed
like,
at the other person. I said, acknowledge them first.
You did, but then you wouldn't bring it in.
Story's over.
You didn't bring it in though. So I'm looking at you like, what are you looking at? And he goes, hey, bud, I know you carry your brush. Do you have your brush? And I go, what? And he goes, something's going on up there. There's some things sticking up.
Something's going on up there.
And he's like whispering low key. And I was like, okay. And so I just rubbed the top of my head and he goes, you got it. What's up, man?
So you know what's funny is
you finally, I mean, that was kind of accurate. At least
didn't want to rat you out in front of be like, hey dude, what's wrong with your hair? Your hair's all jacked up.
So I
don't know why you think he's so goddamn funny. I get so sick of hearing you laugh at this dude over there.
So you know the
It's
best
hilarious.
You know the best part of this interaction is I actually saw from like about 30 feet away this entire thing play out.
Yeah.
I thought you two were having like a really nice moment from afar because he like leaned in close to you and I could tell he was telling you something.
Yeah.
And then you guys hugged and I was like, oh my God, like, look, they're on good terms today. They're not giving each other crap or anything. Turns out it's like, no, your hair was jacked up.
He was ignoring everything I said. He wanted to fix me up first before he's like, hey, dude.
You were being a dill hole about him not dapping you up. Like, I thought from 30 feet away, I was like, oh man, they're having a nice little moment. They're in a good mood. No, it was the same as always.
Yeah. I mean, what? Finally, after, I don't know, 35 years, you're in the right.
When you come, okay, you want to do this? When you're on Big Red Wrap Up, Who's the first person to text you that said your fit looked good?
You.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Who always, through anything, always has your back, no matter what shenanigans you have pulled?
Shenanigans is a funny word. That's all.
It's fine. You know the answer. I'm not saying anything out loud.
Thank you.
No, I know you're right or die. You're just not very.
It doesn't fit your little shtick that you've developed that I
you're
don't quite
not-
fit that.
Sometimes you're just not fun to be around. I tolerate it to get to the good stuff.
Okay.
How did Chicago?
Hey, by the way, shout out to the person who did the graphics for Hurrdat. Thank you for the before and after
Hey,
picture.
he's a monster.
That's Rico.
Look, I'm telling you, this dude. That might be the no disrespect to Sasha because she was a good hire too. I'm telling you, he's a monster.
We just gotta get rid of the is part. Oh, is nicer than Damon. Yes, I misread that.
I didn't see that. That dude sucks. No, Rico, he's out. No,
Rico, just get rid of the allegedly.
No. See, I can't even.
It says is nicer than Damon allegedly.
Oh, he's out. See, that's how.
He's in.
That's what I like about on these graphics he does. The third thing is always some fun fact that he makes up. That's just not it.
Like use Paisans as a diet plan. Like that's the before picture. That's the after picture.
Paisans, the pizza diet.
I can't even believe he said that.
BC's the other day has a giant coffee mug.
I read that, but that's pretty small for me.
Rico's pretty smart. You
Yeah.
can't see that?
I mean, I can.
Holy shit. Jesus, dude. Go to a doctor.
Did I not borrow your glasses the other day at Paisans?
Those are community readers. I buy those for all the olds that come in so they don't have to do this. What's that say?
What a ass wipe. Really?
Yes. We're so close. He almost cussed.
You're giving me glasses that other strangers have put on?
I clean them.
No,
I know your germophobia. I know you better than you know you.
He's such a cocksucker. Oh, Jesus.
That's a cuss word.
Did you see his face? He looked like a kid. He got
So happy right now. My Friday is complete.
Okay. Matt, I can't even. So my real. This dude said, okay.
What's your question?
I just want to know how Chicago ended up, man. After you cleaned out your innards, I'll get over what you said to me later.
You know, like a full trooper, I battled through. Are you a seafood guy? Either of you guys seafood?
I
guys?
love seafood.
Okay. Yeah, you may have to go and play DePaul. Ravi, when Creighton goes and plays DePaul, Damon, when you're just up there, half shell. Go to half shell.
Half shell?
Half shell?
Half shell. It's there's like two townhouses above it, and you go down in this basement, and it's got an awesome bar, and it's like it's out of Goodfellas, right? I believe the gentleman's Armenian that owns it, but anyway, that's a different story.
Hey, is anybody in there that looks like me in there?
Yeah, man, don't be that way. Yes, there's a lot of people. I dabbed a dude up, gave him one of those. It's like, hey, what's up, dog?
Oh, because that's what we do. See, just overt.
And you do that.
What? Okay, is that a black thing? He went. Oh, did you have to do? That's what I do because that's what I do.
Me and you do.
That's what I do.
That's what me and you do. You said, do people look like you? I said, yeah, me and you do that.
Then he
and
goes into
me and this
mini
guy
character.
did that. Okay, so anyway, you're in this like basement, and you can get king crab legs, snow crab legs, crab cakes. I mean, it is unbelievable. Now, don't take your credit card because they only take cash, which is also what I liked about them. But the trip was good. We had a dude that if he don't go on the trip, I'm good with it. But no, it was fun.
Wait, hopefully he doesn't listen. So you're just out on one of the dudes.
Now, hopefully he does, and then he wants to discuss. I'm in a discussion mode with him.
What happened?
This is all nope. We don't tell stories of the trip on air.
Okay.
But no, anyway, half shell.
Then
Awesome.
We don't come.
I texted it to Damon, so we had that down. I think I'm going to be in Chicago.
He's a Creighton fan too,
so
that just solidifies that. Hey, ran into Vanderloo twice. Awesome guy.
Who? Yeah, Vanderloo's a good guy. Jeff?
Yep. So I'm there. His wife, rock star. Him, rock star. Just cool.
I don't know him super well. But from when I've ran into him, been good dude. Some of my high school coaching friends, he is sort of the liaison with some of the high school coaches that come watch. Good dude. He's been really good to him. Treated him super well. So I've got nothing but good things about Vanderloo.
Hey, he's got a hookup with the Padres too.
Does he?
Oh yeah.
Matt, I just want to say thank you for fixing my hair.
You bet, Damon. I'm always looking out for you, buddy. I'll do it till the day I die, whether you want me or not.
All right, good man. Just keep the shovel and potting soil ready. And I hear we also need some sort of acid. I don't know what it is. I think it's lye or lime.
Whoa, dude. This is not an on-air discussion.
Oh.
If we're talking about shovels and lye, we don't need to talk about this in front of people.
Matt, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Friday.
Hey,
got to have lunch today.
You want to bet some money?
Yeah, what do you got? I got $20 of Ravi's.
Your overpaid Dodgers play the Cubs this Sunday.
Oh, they play tonight, don't they?
They play tonight, do they? How many runs are you going to give me? 4?
Are you nuts? Baseball. This ain't football.
3?
Dude said 4. Why are you always trying to, you always have to have the upper hand? Can't it just be like even Steven? Why do you always have to hustle?
Have you seen your team?
You guys are good.
The Ricketts. Stop. The Ricketts have decided.
You don't think the Cubs are going to win the Central?
That one World Series was enough. We're just going to amass all the properties around it and make money off all that instead of. Do you know a stat that I found that I didn't need to find?
What's that?
The Cubs brought in $528 million last year, some number, and their payroll was $214. They're the 4th lowest spending on their roster.
Huh.
Do you know that I did not need to know that?
Well, I think you're still.
Thanks, Internet. Don't do that.
Yeah, Maddie.
Then I just got pissed.
They play tonight, man.
I think they play. Don't they play the rest of the weekend? Because it's Sunday night baseball.
We'll talk about it. I'm not giving you. You mean 4 runs for the series?
I'll take 6 for the series.
Always on his terms.
Hey, we are not open for lunch today. We're back on our BS of catering.
All right, buddy.
Carry out only.
I'll talk soon.
Verghese, have a good weekend.
I think I should co-MC that with you next year.
You can. I'll tag off to you.
Really?
I would. We have fun. Just
have I can actually help. That. By the way, I don't know why you hated on that guy's red shoes and the tux, and he didn't need to take that cheap shot at you because however many snaps you played in college is that many more than he ever played. So, pipe down.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that.
I couldn't really yell that from the crowd. I thought that'd be inappropriate.
Well, they shouted your name out. You were in good standing.
Yeah, you said you were going to do that. Thanks.
Wow.
Hey, but I think what we can do is I'll get a microphone, and when he's acknowledging the people in the stands for the donations, I'll be by their table. I go right here. You want to say something, Bill?
Do a little crowd work.
Yeah.
I like the way you think, Matthew.
Hey, Ravi, did you catch any strays while Sautter was eating? Did you keep your hands away from his plate?
No, I didn't catch any strays.
Just dude, you're a certified wackadoodle.
I was sitting right, I had a perfect shot at Mikey.
Yeah.
And Mikey's told me, he's like, man, I eat fast because he'll come in with his daughters and they'll eat. My guy goes. I mean, he just goes to town.
He does.
I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, man, Ravi better watch out.
Might be some shrapnel.
All of a sudden, my dude's got 4 digits. I'm asking him what happened. He's like, man, I got my hand too close to Sauter's plate.
All right, fuckers, I got to go to work.
All right,
buddy.
We'll talk to you later.
See ya.
That's Hurrdat Sports Live for the day. We'll be back on Monday.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.